Roll.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, welcome to PTA Punch the Air episode 6. It's Friday, July 1st. My name is Kyle Brophy, and I'll be steering this ship. And to my right, once again, we got Cole T-Bone Lockley. And then coming from a bedroom in Cape Cod, we got the Buzzsaw Besney. And then for a first on Punch the Air, we got our first guest. Coming from Austin, Texas, via Zoom, we got Dylan, Coach Miner.
Thank you guys for having me, man. I appreciate it. Happy to be here.
It's an honor to
Hey.
have a real coach
Hey.
on the podcast. You
That's
provide some
right.
real insight.
Hey, the pleasure's all ours.
I'm
right.
just glad you boys let me in.
Oh, of course. All right, we got a loaded show today. We're going to go over the draft. We're going to go over a couple of big-time top 10 lists from Dylan and Cole. We're going to talk about that KD news that dropped yesterday. A couple trades have gone down. We're going to talk about that. We're even going to do our first UFC topic. A little bit about the Adrian Peterson, Le'Veon Bell thriller that's going to be going down. I mean, we got a budget lineup, and then we got a juicy draft to finish things off here today. All right.
Juicy.
Oh,
Yeah,
juicy
okay.
as fuck. All right, well, let's start with the draft here. How do we feel at the draft? I mean, we're kind of a week removed here, but who are some winners and losers y'all got from that draft? NBA draft, that is.
Yeah. I mean, I can go ahead. I thought the draft was really interesting. I usually don't watch any drafts in sports. But there always seems to be some late moves happening in NBA drafts, some trades that happen, some deadlines that go pretty close to the wire. So my first winner I have is the Pistons. I thought they killed it. I really like the Jaden Ivey pick. I think he's going to be a really good NBA player. And I really like him paired with Cade Cunningham. And it'll give Cade a chance to get a break from just handling the ball all the time. It also gives Detroit some like highlight player. Like Cade Cunningham, I think is going to be a great player. But he's not really anybody to get super, super excited about. I think Jaden Ivey is one of those explosive Ja Morant, Russell Westbrook type players that'll like jump out the gym. And I think it'll get fans in the seats, first of all.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that the Pistons are like the unanimous winner of the draft. I think anyone that knows any look at basketball is going to say the Pistons won the draft by getting Ivy, who some people had going 1 or 2 overall. They snagged him at 5 after the Kings pick Keegan Murray, which who knows if he's the next Marvin Bagley pick. He very well could be.
Probably will.
But yeah, they got Jaden Ivey, like you said. They're going to be able to put fans in the seats. Right now they got Cade, who's great, but he can't do it all by himself. And, they haven't really been relevant at all since the bad boy Pistons 2.0 and 04 when they had Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace. And also, too, they got Jalen Duran, too, with the 13th pick, who, is one of the –
he slid.
Yeah, he slid, and I think that guy could be a beast rim protector, a beast defender, rim runner guy. They for the first time in a while have an exciting future. I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to be shocked if, Ivy's, the first or second best player in the draft. That's what people were saying before draft. They know who the top 3 are. They knew the Kings was, a weird spot because they have all the guards. They always make some random pick. But I think the Pistons getting Ivy to combine him with Cade in the backcourt for the next 10 years. And they also are going to play, perfectly, together. You have Cade, who's more of, a Luka, Harden, slow down the pace. He's not going to, just smash the rim. And then you have the complete contrast with Ivy, who's going to just come in and drop all the highlight plays like you were talking about and be able to play off each other really well, to be change pace really well. If you want to go slow, go fast, you can swap it really quickly. And so now you have probably one of the most exciting backcourts in the league for the next, 10 seasons, and 2 guys that can really score and go get their own baskets whenever they need to. It's not like one guy, needs to, get passes or anything like that. They can both go in and do their thing. So, yeah, I agree. Pistons, absolutely.
They also,
I love it. And imagine, too, if Jaden Ivey ends up being, a 10-time All-Star and Keegan Murray, is meh.
yeah.
ends up
That
being
would
a Hall
suck
of
for a
Famer.
Kings
That
fan.
could-
It fit the
It would
trend.
fit the bill.
That's what
God
always
bless
happens.
Kings. You better hope Keegan Murray pans out.
The
No,
Pistons also
yeah.
cleared up a bunch of cap space too with that Jimmy Grant trade, so they can still go out and get
Mhm.
a Miles Bridges or DeAndre Ayton type player with a max deal. So I
I
think
don't know about Miles Bridges.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend
Watch
it.
your mouth. You watch
I don't
your
know if Miles
mouth.
Bridges will be. Yeah,
Let's get back to the
That's all I'm
draft here.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So
I got one more winner. I think Chet going
The
to
Thunder.
Thunder, huge winner.
That was my
I
second.
think
like-
him
Yeah.
being able to fit that timeline perfectly to where it's like, we don't need y'all to win now. Like, y'all can take your time. Like, we don't need you to win 40 games, 50 games next season. Like, develop. Like, let's get better collectively over a long period of time. I think it was the perfect spot for him to go.
They
And then
also-
to play with Giddey and Dort and all those other guys that
They,
they'll
have,
end
they,
up
still have,
drafting.
they still have SGA there. They
Yep.
also drafted. They've drafted Jalen Williams out of Santa Clara and Jalen Williams out of Arkansas.
Yep.
and Usman Jang. A lot
Yeah.
of guys in the draft like Usman
Yeah.
Jang too.
I think they did a really good job of just getting pieces that are just going to build, and they're not going to wow anybody maybe next year, but give them 2 years. SGA is trending up. I think he's a really good player, and he's still only 23, 24. I think the Thunder are finally cashing in on just the whole like rebuild thing. Like
I
they've
mean,
been
they have so
rebuilding.
many
And
picks.
I love SGA, and I love the Thunder's approach. I feel like there's so many middling teams out here that's like either take a shit or get off the toilet, man. It's like, are you going all in or are you going all out? And like,
Yeah.
I'm a believer in you either go all in or you go all out. And the Thunder have proven they're going to go all out.
Yeah.
And, 5-6 years from now, it's probably going to look pretty damn good. So, yeah, I respect the hell out of
Yeah.
it and what Sam Presti's doing.
It's like the perfect, like, unbiased, like, I don't give a shit what the fans think. We're going to be
Yeah.
great in 5 years. Screw y'all for 5 years.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Give
I
us
like
till
it.
2027 and we're going to dominate.
Well, and the fact
now
that
have
it's
the
Oklahoma
perfect
City,
player.
too. You know,
Right.
like the
It's not like New
expectations.
York.
Yeah, you're not New York or Chicago or LA.
they're just
like-
happy to have a team, bro. They're
Yeah,
happy.
and
Yeah,
now
literally,
and now you have
literally.
Chet who can literally like,
He can anchor their
No,
defense the next.
we
2
don't need you to
years.
be good for till 2025.
No.
Like, develop,
your
like,
time.
work on
Take
your
your time,
shot,
bro.
work on your game. If you shoot 35% from the field this year, that's fine. Like, you're going to get better. You have unreal skill and talent. Like, play your game. No pressure. Shoot 30% if you want. Take step back shots all you want. Go for it.
Yeah.
We're trying to lose anyway.
Now imagine if they give
Perfect.
Victor Wembanyama next year.
That's a tall team.
That's
That team's too tall, I
lengthy
think.
time.
Yeah.
Dude, Chet,
a
and
2K
what's
my
that
team
dude's
right
name?
there.
Poku?
Oh, Povlatsky.
Russian
Yeah,
guy,
Polchevsky,
yeah.
whatever the hell his name is.
Did y'all see those memes about him and Chet together? They look like the same exact
Yeah.
fucking person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
funny.
shit, Giddy's 6'8" too. Is their
They're
point
Yeah.
calling him, I think they're calling the Slim
I also-
Towers.
I'm
Slim,
pretty-
yeah, they're called Slim Towers.
I'm
Slim
pretty high on
Towers.
Giddy too. I think Giddy's a really.
I
good
like Giddey a
shooter.
lot.
Yeah, I'm pretty high on him as well. He's
Yeah,
only
I
what
like Giddey.
20. So I think they're doing
Yeah.
really well.
All right. So out of the top 5 picks out of this year's draft, so the Magic, the Thunder, the Rockets, Kings, and Pistons, who's the best of those 5 in the next 5 years? We'll say. If you have to project it out.
I would say the Rockets maybe make a case. Who it was Rockets.
Rockets, Magic, Thunder, Kings, Pistons.
I would say Rockets and Pistons are probably my
Yeah,
one and two
I
for
think
that.
Pistons. I say
I think-
Pistons.
I think the Pistons, just because what they can still do. I mean, like we said, they have a bunch of money left to go get another good player. So the Pistons are set up pretty well. I think the Rockets are set up pretty well. I don't think the Magic are going to be good in the next 5 years, but I think I like the pick. I like the Ventura pick just because, I mean, you need somebody on that team that's just going to go get their own shot. I know Jabari Smith probably, to me, has the highest ceiling, but right now, for what Orlando needs, I think that was a good pick, personally.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like if the Thunder do this rebuild right. I mean, they have so many goddamn picks. I mean, if they do this right in 5 years, they may not be like a championship contender, but they could be like what the Celtics have been the last like 2 years before this season, like
Yeah.
kind of like on the cusp. There's a super young team like coming up.
Well, yeah, and those picks give them so much ammo to where, like, let's say 2-3 years from now, a few of these guys develop into borderline all-stars, and then we see the next Bradley Beal or, one of these star guys that want to get out, and they have more ammo than anyone. They can easily
Exactly.
acquire that player, and then boom, they're right in the thick of it.
Yeah, I think Pistons get better the fastest because I think Ivy and Cade is going to click within the next like 2 seasons. But if you said at the end of those 5 years, who's the best team? I'd probably say the Thunder. Just based on Cole, what you said, like being able to go out and acquire almost anyone you want because you have like the unlimited like supplies to do it on top of the players they already have and the draft picks that they're going to have in the next year and two. So
When exactly did the Thunder start this rebuild? Like
I
Paul
would say
George
when
trade.
they-
3
when they
years ago?
traded Chris
They traded
Paul,
Chris Paul.
Was that-
I
was
think
that
they
3 years
traded
ago?
Westbrook.
Was that 3 years ago?
Something like that.
Yeah,
About
yeah, because
three?
What
Paul's
was
been with
that?
Phoenix for 2. So yeah,
Okay,
that
yeah,
third year
yeah.
he was with the Thunder.
Well, and then the Paul George trade really ushered that in because they got so much. in
Yeah,
that
they got
trade. oh my
like
gosh.
4 firsts and 3 picks.
I think what we looked at yesterday, they got like 7 picks in that draft.
yeah,
And that, I mean, is that
with
trade?
the pick
Yeah.
swaps.
yeah,
with the
like I mean, my
swaps.
God.
crazy.
Now, if we're looking at just the draft as a whole, I mean, this is kind of a tough question to answer since none of these guys have stepped foot on an NBA court. Who's going to be the best player from this draft when it's said and done? This is an almost impossible question to answer, but hey, we got to ask it.
I mean, I don't know. Like it's hard to say. I would say Chet has the most upside. I would say Chet and Jabari have the most upside. But if Chet's going to be the best player, I think he's going to be a guy that's going to kind of change the game and change the eyes of people, and he's going to be what everyone thought Kristaps Porzingis' ceiling was going to be. But
I think-
we've yet to see that happen in this league. So
I think Paulo. I don't know. So he just seems like a pro to me. I like Jabari, and I like the fact that he can just go get his own shot as well, and he can shoot over people really well. I don't know. Something about watching Paulo play at Duke it just seems like his game's going to translate the best to me.
Yeah, I if I have to pick like right now out of like Ivy, Chet, everyone, I'd take Paulo just because of I think one, he's most NBA ready, so I think he's the safer pick. He can go get, I mean, we saw him, he can go get his own shot whenever he wants. He's got a 6'10, 250 frame. So he's NBA made. He's built for an NBA. Like, no one's going to be shocked if he's a career 21, 22 point scorer a game. And I think there's a lot of question marks. One with Chet, obviously the physicality, size. Jabari, you've got playmaking ability. He's going to obviously be the number 2 to Jalen Green. Ivy, passing ability. You don't know how that is. How's it going to work with Cade? I think Paulo has the safest path to being a good to great NBA player out of the top guys drafted in the class.
No, I think I agree with Paulo too, just because Paulo is the one here who I see as like the surefire like number 1 option more than likely on his team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I would possibly say Ivy, but it's just he's always.
I thought about Ivy.
He's always gonna be behind Cade when it comes down to it.
I don't know though. I mean,
It depends if Cade takes the playmaker
yeah.
role.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know
there's
about that.
I
I
mean-
like Cade, and I think he's a really good playmaker. But I think Ivy, if you need a bucket, I would give the ball to Ivy and say, "Go get me a bucket." If his game translates like I think it would.
I think Ivy might have the highest ceiling. I mean,
I think Chet has the
might.
highest
I think
ceiling.
Chet.
Chet, Chet, but
Because Chet could
I
be
mean-
the best player in the league.
yeah,
He could be.
but I don't know. I like what Ivy can do. But anyway,
I do
okay,
too. I thought
okay.
about saying Ivy.
Okay. All right. Well, going back to the top 5 picks, what are some player comps that y'all have for the top 5?
Are you going to do the losers?
We can go back to that.
Okay, I just had
We
something
can-
to say.
yeah.
on that.
Which player are we doing comps for here?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to say my loser real quick.
Yeah, we'll go
from the
losers.
draft.
Forgot about that.
My loser, and this team's it's been a loser for a while now, is the Knicks.
The Knickerbockers. That was
I didn't know the details of the trade they made till I looked it up, but they traded the 11th pick, the 13th pick, Kemba Walker, and 4 second rounders. And yes, they got 3 future number 1s. But when you look in the fine print in the details, the picks are from the Wizards and Pistons for next year, and they're protected top 14 and top 18. So I think in all likelihood they're probably not even going to get those picks. And then they got a top 4 protected for Milwaukee in 2025, which they'll probably get. So I think when you break that down, like they get 1 first-round pick, they pass on Jalen Duran and whoever went 11th to get Jalen Brunson. I just don't know what the plan is long-term here. It's like, are they trying to win right now?
The
That's what it
typical
seems.
Knicks move.
That's what it seems like. But like, obviously, I don't think anyone thinks they have the personnel to win right now. But they're just trying to boost their stock immediately, and I don't think they're seeing the long-term vision by any means whatsoever. So I think the Knicks are a loser.
Yeah. No, I the only thing about those protected picks is their top, whatever, 14, 18. If they, like, let's say, who'd you say, like the Wizards, like if
It-
they,
yeah,
if
so
they
it was,
draft in the top 14, like, so they'll get the pick next year. So like they'll get an unprotected next year. So they will end up getting a pick at some point.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, like you don't
Oh, I
just
didn't
like
even know
keep
that.
your pick. Yeah, so like they'll have picks, but like still, like you're right. Like they literally did all this. They passed on Jalen Duran, who they drafted, who could end up being a really good player, all to just throw massive amounts of money at Brunson. That was my loser too. It was like you literally done all.
It was all for Brunson.
Yeah, you've cap dumped all this for a guy whose career points per game is like 11. Like I know he had a good playoffs, but like you can't like just throw your whole like future, your franchise into that.
And you're signing a guy for almost the max deal, and you're paying him $28 million a year when you could have got two guys 4 or 5 years on rookie deals that could be solid ass players and pieces down the line.
Yeah.
I just
put all their chips in Brunson, bro, and I don't think that's the guy you want.
I just think that the Knicks are so lost in their vision for their team, and they're just like, we have to win right now. Like the city of New York needs wins right now. If we get Brunson, we pair him with Julius Randle, RJ Barrett's gonna get better. Like I just don't see it, but.
They're just betting on Brunson to become an all-star point guard, which I don't think he can do.
Brunson,
I think we've watched Brunson for
he's
4 or 5
capped
seasons.
out.
Like,
his upside's capped out. He's not one of these guys
he's never played
that has more upside. He's capped out.
He's never played like he played in those playoffs before. That was like a one-off. Luka was hurt. Jalen Brunson literally had to do that to keep us competitive, and he did.
Literally, and there was a reason Brunson was picked in the second round. Like 4 years at Villanova, like he is what he is. He's not one of these guys that could get any better. Like.
He's a good player.
He's a good player.
He's a solid ass player.
Yeah,
I wouldn't move heaven and earth to go grab Jalen Brunson.
No.
I mean, he's a really good player. We've seen it, but like, if Luka isn't hurt, this contract is probably not happening.
Oh, if Luka isn't hurt, I think we're getting him for 4 years, $80 million.
Yeah,
I agree.
The Kings also better hope this Keegan Murray thing works out because I mean I think passing on Jaden Ivey was bold.
I honestly think that the Kings are going to lose their team.
The Kings are so. The Kings are so.
I think Vegas or someone's going to buy him out.
The Kings are retarded.
They're acting like they're one player away, but they're not. Like they're not.
Dude, they got Sabonis.
Dude, this is the thing. Your backcourt's full, right? So, like taking Ivy, I get fits wrong. There was like 4 teams trying to trade up to 4 to take
trade
Ivy.
the pick away.
Like you could have traded back to 7 or 8 or 9, and you probably still could have gotten Keegan Murray and picked up like 2 extra firsts. Instead, you reach on him and you put him into this other position that you've had like 3 other guys drafted, and the guys drafted after are like Klay Thompson, or Damian Lillard, like Luka.
I don't know
like,
what they're doing.
You could have acquired so many more assets for that 4th pick for like the Knicks, for example, to come up and take Ivy or someone else, and you probably still could have gotten Keegan Murray or someone just as good like 4 picks later. It was just asinine what they did.
I mean, it's just crazy how. I mean, yes, I mean they haven't played yet, so we don't know officially that they've made a mistake. But it's like from what it looks like, it's just crazy how they can just keep doing this and just shooting themselves in the foot.
It's just poor GM work.
Yeah, the GM is just.
Do they have the same GM that
I think is Vlade still the
I think he's still the president.
Vlade.
Well, that dude better hopes that Keegan Murray's an all-star. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like if you don't want to take the best player available because you think your position's fine to take, that's fine. Trade back. Like, everyone does it. That's what smart teams do. I mean, that's what you see in the NFL draft all the time. It's like, this guy will be there 4 picks later. Let's trade back. Like, I get the whole, like, aspect of, like, if you want him, go take him. But there's a financial, like, fiscal responsibility to take. Like, yeah, let's try to take him, but let's also acquire 2-3 extra picks.
Especially you can literally move back and get the same player that you want.
Yeah, you can get Keegan Murray at 7 or 8. Like, that's my thing. If you really wanted him that bad, do what you said, Luke. Trade back a couple picks, and I don't even know who picked after the Kings. Does anybody know until 7?
Pistons.
Yeah, I don't think they would take Keegan Murray. I mean,
at the end of the day, it's the Kings we're talking about.
Yeah. But it's just fuck up after fuck up after fuck up. Like come on, like be smart about it.
One point, you got to stop fucking up.
Like there's nothing wrong ever trading back. Like acquire more assets. Just like if you don't know what to do, acquire more assets and figure it out later. That's what smart teams do.
Then that's where they differ. You know, their philosophy right now is that's why they traded Halliburton for Sabonis. I think they truly believe that they can win right now. And so
There's
that's
no
why they're
way.
like, oh, we're not taking that. I think they'd believe that. Why?
At best,
I
they're
don't-
like a
I don't-
playing team.
I agree. I think
I don't think they would have traded for
That's
Sabonis for
crazy.
Halliburton if they didn't think they could win right now.
I mean, they got to know
Obviously,
that.
to the public, we're like they can't win right now. But I think a
You
lot
think
of
they're
teams,
just so,
a lot of
so
teams get
locked in?
a lot of teams get delusional in their own shit, and they can't see the outside perspective like
Yeah.
the
I mean-
general public can.
I mean, at their best, even if this Keegan Murray thing does work out, what are they, a playing team? Like at like
if
a
they're
9
lucky.
seed?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the difference. Like they're a small market team, so I do understand. Like, let's try to win now to fill seats and maybe push for a playoff spot because that's going to drive revenue a ton. Like small market teams do eventually have to do that, so I get that. But like at some point, it's like, do we really think the combination of De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis
Where do they?
win a playoff series? No,
Where do the Kings rank in tickets sold?
in terms of
They gotta
revenue.
be
probably near the bottom.
pretty close to the bottom. I remember at one
I'm
point
looking that up right
at
now.
one
It's
point
got to
they were
be. It's
talking
got to
about
be near
getting-
the bottom.
they were talking about getting Russell Westbrook at one point,
NBA
literally just to
attendance.
fill seats. Like
Yeah,
the well-known player, he's annoying as
Yeah,
hell.
they're
It's
second
like-
to last behind. They're right ahead of the
Yeah.
Pacers.
Yeah, I mean, even if you get Ivy, like if you just draft Ivy, just go ahead and trade De'Aaron, get assets for
Exactly.
him, pay
Look
a
at
pay a pay a pay a,
Davion
pay a
Mitchell
player for
last
less.
year.
Yeah.
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 Okay, well, now let's get into some player comps. So just out of the top 5 guys, top 5 picks, who are some player comps y'all got?
For Paolo, I got him as a mix of Blake Griffin and Carmelo Anthony.
Someone's been reading Bleacher Report.
Touche. Y'all go on with it.
Y'all got
I
the
said
Paolo.
Mello.
I said
So
I
someone else has
actually-
been reading Bleacher
No, I said
Report.
Mello before. I swear to God, I did. And the only reason is just because size and his ability to shot create in the mid range. But yeah,
That's
no,
exactly what I had, and the fact that he's
Yeah.
smooth with it like Melo,
Yep.
and then the Blake Griffin thing comes into play. Like young Blake Griffin was a good front court
he's just
facilitator.
light-skinned.
They're
light-skinned.
both not that great at defense. Paolo's not that great at defense. Thank you Bleacher Report for that one.
I said Chris Webber for Paolo. I don't know.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, they're
I
both.
like that a lot.
They can create their own shot. They
Yep.
can both shoot. They're kind of streaky. They're both like strong, big body guards, but they can also post up. I don't know. I was looking at like old players because like the current NBA players, I saw the Melo one, but I was just thinking about Chris Webber and like when he was at Michigan, and I feel like they play the exact same way. So
Yeah.
All right, y'all have any player comps to the number 2 pick, Jabari Smith?
KD.
Yeah, I wrote a mix of Michael Porter Jr. and Jaren Jackson. I think with the Michael Porter thing, obviously he's a great shooter. He can spot up and shoot. And the Jaren Jackson comp, he has that defensive athleticism and versatility to where he can be a defensive monster. I think as of right now, from what we've seen, he could be maybe limited with his go get a bucket, dribble moves, his bag right now. But I think Jabari too. That's why I said I think his upside, if he can develop some kind of dribble package, he could be the best guy in this draft.
Cole, you said that in another podcast that he can't just go get a bucket. I saw so many Auburn games last year when they were down.
I was
late
one.
in the
I
game.
was one that said.
No, I
Well,
said he
yeah.
can.
I was one that said he couldn't.
I saw so
Yeah.
many Auburn.
And that's
games
why
late in the
I
game.
say I agree with you. I think he can. I don't think he can to the max, but I think he can right now get a bucket. That's why I think he has
He would
some
literally
feel
just
and can develop
dribble
that.
down the court, do a hezzy, and pull up into a three. And that's why I said KD. He can shoot over people. His wingspan.
That's what I said too.
Yeah, his
and I
wings.
got
He has like
laughed
a
at.
he has like a 7'1" wingspan. He's 6'10". I mean, shot 40% from the three last year. He's a good scorer. He's an ISO scorer. I feel like that's
Yeah, and for most of the
man
year
KD.
too, like before this last few days before the draft, everyone was like Jabari Smith is going to be the one pick.
yeah.
He's the
Yeah, he
everyone
was
he's
the
the
favorite.
safest. He's the highest upside player. Like I think his odds, that was one thing I saw too. Like the Vegas odds on the top pick, they changed drastically.
Yeah.
That was another like kind of faltering thing from this draft. Like if you betted on this draft on who's gonna be the one pick, you probably lost a lot of money because it was Paolo at first who was like plus like fucking 600 a few weeks out, and then he slowly creeped. And by draft day, he was like minus 200.
Well, even
so-
like 24 hours before the draft, it was Jabari. I mean,
I think Paolo was plus like 1,400 like a week or two before the draft.
yeah,
I mean,
he was
Waj,
way out there.
Waj tweeted the morning of the draft that like Jabari's going 1,
Yeah.
forgot who he had 2 and 3, but no, Wash tweeted it like he was like set in stone.
Woj
like,
bomb.
Wash bomb.
Yeah, I said for Jabari, I did a mix of Chris Middleton. If you could add, like, I think he can develop into a Chris Middleton type player. Just add 3 inches, so he's obviously better just because of size. And a mix of like Rashad Lewis, the old Magic
I like
player,
that one.
that old like 6'9", 6'10",
That's
power
a good-
forward, small forward that could shoot the shit out of the ball,
Yeah.
play good defense. I think he'll end up. I think you see him like a mix of like Chris Middleton on defense, the playmaking Chris Middleton has. I don't see Jabari Smith as like a KD playmaker, but I think like a Chris Middleton getting his own bucket kind of guy, along with, you know, Rashad Lewis's ability to spot up, bomb threes, long, lanky defender. So
that was a name sorry to interrupt, but that
you're
was a
good.
name I saw a lot in the media. Was Rashard Lewis. That was a
really,
heavy comparison that a lot of people were making.
yeah, I thought that one meshed really well with him.
I just like his wingspan. I mean,
Like that.
he can shoot over anybody that's guarding him. So
Yeah,
And I think
see.
too, Jabari, like one of the things I think I said on one of the previous podcasts too is that like he's like a fresh 18-year-old. Like I don't even know if he's fully grown into his body yet. Like he looks like he's like 16. He has like a baby face. And like we saw a lot of games, you know, he hit a few game-winning shots. Like I think he kind of has that killer mentality in him to where, you know, once he develops more into his body, you know, mentality, personality, that he could be the guy.
Now, going to Chet, this was kind of more difficult because he's kind of a different type. I mean, he's a unicorn. That's what everyone's been saying. I mean, what player comps y'all for him? I feel it's more difficult.
I did a 3-man comp, and I did floor, like mid-level, and ceiling. So my floor was Bol. Just a crap, like a lanky guy who can kind of do everything, but he sucks. I had my
it's a
middle
low
level.
floor.
Yeah, but I think I like if he winds up like that, like I don't think it would like blow anyone's minds.
Yeah.
Like his frame is like that. I had my middle level as KP, which I think he'll end up probably a little bit better than KP if he.
I had him as KP too.
And then my top level was KD. Was if he fully develops, can fully go get his, because like we all know Kevin Durant's 7 feet tall. Like you can say 6'9", whatever. KD's 7 feet tall. So like if Chet can really develop, you know, we've seen some of the highlights. He's a quick guy on the perimeter. He can play defense. If he can fully develop into what he can possibly become, I think you're looking at like a KD hybrid version of him.
Well, so when you say that KD comparison, are you saying maybe a KD with slightly less offensive touch, maybe a little more defensive?
Yeah, I mean,
Because I think defensively he could be definitely better than KD.
yeah, I think he could too. I mean, I think you could say Dirk in there too. I mean,
That's who
some
I
of the-
had.
some of the shots.
I had him with the German dude. He has that fadeaway, that post.
Yeah. Dude, he
Back
hits
him down and hit a fadeaway.
shots.
I mean, he's ultra skilled.
He can also handle the ball too. Like I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
there was many times where he was kind of running the offense at Gonzaga.
He
So
crossed Curry up at that camp.
yeah.
You see, he had that block on him, and he goes, "Give me that shit."
Yeah.
At
Yeah, I mean,
Curry's
his
fucking own
ceiling,
camp.
his ceiling's through the roof, but it's just like I don't know. I can't just say like
He's
one
such a wild card.
We've
There's no
also
one to
we've
compare
never
guys
seen
like-
somebody like
And
that.
I don't think he's had any injury problems, but it's like with guys like him, it's like
They
one of the
always
biggest things
do.
is always
Yeah.
like, are his legs going to hold up on him?
right.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see, you know, if his legs can hold up for an 82-game season, you know, year in and year
It's
out,
just-
which
we're also
could be
waiting,
the factor.
we're also waiting to see how he just grows into his body. I mean, it's like a hunchback kind of, and he's a weirdly shaped being.
Well, I don't even-
Well,
I don't
it's
even
just
think he's
crazy because
200 pounds.
what is he? Is he 7 foot, 7'1"?
I think he's
7'1",
like
I think.
7'1", like 190.
And
Yeah,
dude, he
he
has a
is
dribble
skinny as
package,
hell.
like a point, like he has a guard or small forward dribble
Yeah.
package.
He does,
Like his
yeah.
package is insane.
Also, like the obvious question is just, is he going to put on some size? Like he's got to
Right.
put on a little bit. And I know people said that with like KD too, but
Does he need to? I mean, yeah, obviously a little
yeah,
bit. 'cause
if he's gonna,
what does he weigh?
gonna,
$190?
Yeah, he's like he's 7.
Yeah, he's mad
like a
skinny.
buck.
What does KD weigh? Like 230, 240?
I think they have him listed at 240. I don't
I bet he's
know if that's
I bet he's
true,
230.
but
I don't think he's 240. He's
Yeah.
so skinny.
I think if he can just put on even like 20 pounds, then
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think even like I think the KP is like, you know, the easiest player to compare him to in the league right now. But I think that he's a kind of a more quicker, more explosive KP if he really reaches
Yeah.
his ceiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a pre-injury KP.
pre-injury
Exactly.
KP.
When he yamming on people,
Yeah, I was
you
about
know,
to say, I
crossing
remember
dudes up.
dunking on people.
Mhm.
And obviously he can shoot just like KD can shoot, or
Yeah.
KP.
All right, now going on to probably the least exciting of the top 5 picks. Keegan Murray, best case scenario, what's he turning into?
I have
I'll
him.
take that one.
You want it?
No, I said y'all take that one.
Yeah,
I got.
I don't even know much
don't
about
want that
Keegan Murray.
This one was hard, and I watched a little bit of film from Iowa, and obviously it was just highlights. I have him like Otto Porter type guy. He's 6'8". He's mobile. He can guard like the 1 through 4. And he shot 40% from 3 too. But I don't know what position he's gonna play.
Yeah.
I also don't know, like, if he can really score besides being kind of a 3-and-D type player. So the only guy that really came to mind was like Otto Porter. Like, no, he's not gonna wow anybody. He might make like a couple all defensive teams or something. I don't even know if he can guard. But yeah, Otto Porter is my guy.
Yeah. I said Jeremiah Grant. So a player like Otto Porter, like kind of a 3-and-D guy, good defender, like he can score a little bit, but I don't think Keegan Murray is going to be a like perennial all-star. Like, I don't know if he's got that type of talent. Like, I think you could see him end up being like Otto Porter was on the Wizards, like Jeremiah Grant now, averaging 17, 18, playing good defense, being a key contributor on a good team. But like, if he's still on the Kings, it ain't going to be a good team. So
it's not gonna be nice. No.
Yeah, I agree. Mine was DeAndre Hunter, kind of the same 3-and-D kind of guy. I mean, I think we can all agree that like he's probably going to be a solid 3-and-D player in the league for a while. But his upside doesn't really touch any of these other 4 guys on this list. His upside, which again, boils back to the Kings. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Yeah, I think that's really all there is to it.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough Keegan Murray talk.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Let's throw that one away.
All right, Jaden Ivey.
I think we're all gonna have the exact same player comp for Jaden.
I think y'all gonna say like a light version of Ja Morant, right?
Yeah, John.
I said John Baron Davis. That was mine.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I said De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
he
he
looks like Ja too. He has dreads. Looks exactly like Ja.
I feel like every comparison I've seen to him is like a light Ja. I just said De'Aaron because I feel like De'Aaron kind of is like a light version of Ja. His playmaking's not on Ja's level, obviously. Right. But he's athletic as hell. He can go get a bucket. He can shoot. He can play good defense. I mean, he just doesn't have the jaw breaker factor.
Yeah, that's why I said Baron Davis, like, because I think he lacks that like elite level playmaking that Ja has. I think you look back at like Baron Davis, like just super explosive, like gonna bomb on the rim, coming down the lane. Like, probably won't be the best player on a championship team. He could be the second best player. We'll see. But I think, like a Ja, Baron Davis, maybe even like a Westbrook, De'Aaron Fox.
Westbrook. I saw Westbrook a lot too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Well, we got 4 minutes left in the Zoom. So before we get into Dylan's list, we're going to go ahead and call you back. We're back. So breaking news, the Suns have a new addition. Former Warrior Damian Lee has signed with the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, buddy.
Watch out.
That could not have been more exciting. I thought you were going to say something boring like Kevin Durant.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
I saw Luke. I saw your face. That was all I needed. That was the only.
I barely got fucking service here, so like anytime y'all say anything, I'm like, oh fuck.
Okay, now getting back into things, Dylan in his first guest, has a top 10 list for us of his top 10 players under 25 in the NBA. Dylan, go.
All right, let's start off with some honorable mention. I got Jared Allen, Darius Garland, and then I have Jamal Murray and Brandon Ingram in my honorable mention. All right, number 10, I have DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton is 23. He averaged 17, 11, and 1 this year on a very good team. I have him at 10 because I feel like he's kind of, at this point, is what he is, a great player, but I'll just go through the list and then we can see what you guys think.
Let's just go.
9, I have Zion. Strictly off potential.
Big man down south.
We'll see what he does. 8, I got SGA. 7, I have Bam Adebayo. 6, I got the probably most troublous franchise right now, the Hornets, but I got LaMelo Ball. 5, I got Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards. 4, here's where it gets a little like, I could hear some points. 4, I have Ja Morant. Yeah. 4, John Morant. 3, I have Trey Young.
Oh,
Oh,
2,
buddy.
oh,
3, bro.
Just
I'll
go.
listen
Just
to
yeah,
it.
2 and
I'll
1.
listen
Give me
to it.
2 and 1.
2, I got Jason Tatum, and then 1, I got Luca.
You got what do you have, Jaw at?
4.
4.
wait,
Why
okay,
did-
hang on. Who are your honorable mention, real quick? You said Garland.
Honorable mention: Garland, Jared Allen, Jamal Murray, and Brandon Ingram.
Okay.
And Jamal Murray and Brandon Ingram, again, they're 24. I think they are who they are at this point. They're not
So-
bad. They're good.
So
but
you would
All right,
you
who wants to rip him a new one
I'll,
first?
I got
give me
it.
a new one.
So you
Okay.
think that DeAndre Ayton's
I didn't have Miles Bridges in there, Cole.
I'm not
sorry,
gonna
but
I'm not we're done with Miles. He beat his wife. So you think that DeAndre Ayton's a better player than Brandon
There's
Ingram?
a line. He crossed it.
Yeah. I mean, right now, Brandon Ingram, like I said, he's 24. He is what he is. I think DeAndre Ayton, he's 23. He averaged 17, 11, and 1 this year. And you got to look at his position. He's a center. As a center, I'm taking.
He plays a less valuable position. So if you let's say you swap the roles of Ingram and Ayton, do you think the Suns are better or worse if you swap Ayton for Ingram and you start JaVale McGee at center?
JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
Worse.
Why are they worse?
Because DeAndre Ayton was the Suns' second best player.
No, I think it was Devin Booker and then Chris Paul and then DeAndre Ayton and then maybe Bridges.
Chris Paul was the Suns' second best player.
Yes, Chris Paul creates that team.
In the
Those
playoffs?
You think DeAndre Ayton's better than Chris Paul?
What?
Overall, no. In the playoffs, Chris Paul was
Ayton didn't do shit in the playoffs.
Chris
He
Paul
was
didn't
terrible.
score until like the second half.
I think there's a reason that Ayton only got 8 or 9 shots a game, that they played him less in crunch time. I truly
I don't
believe
like
the
Chris Paul.
If the
Maybe I'm
Suns,
biased.
I
don't
think if you
Chris
would have
Paul is-
swapped Brandon
I think he's
Ingram for
washed.
DeAndre Ayton,
He's-
the Suns would have beat the Mavs. Maybe beat the Warriors. Maybe win the whole I think,
Luke.
yeah.
I think all of your honorable mentions, except Jared Allen, I would say Garland, Bi, and Jamal Murray are all over Ayton.
I would have him all over Ayton as
I wouldn't
well.
even,
I'm not
like-
very
I
I'm not
could
very
say-
high on DeAndre Ayton, honestly.
I'm not
I was
either.
looking at I like DeAndre Ayton as for who he is. I get what you're saying with Jamal and Bi. I just was thinking Jamal and Bi are 24, and this is who they are. They're 24. They're not getting better. I honestly don't know how
I
Jamal's
don't
gonna
think
look.
Ayton's not getting any better though.
I don't know
Chris
how Jamal's
Paul.
gonna look. How is Jamal gonna look
Oh my
after being
God.
out for you?
No, I don't have a problem with Jamal because yes, Jamal's been out for a long time now. But we saw Brandon Ingram took Phoenix to 6 as the number 1.
I'm not mad about the Brandon Ingram one. I think with the Chris Paul thing,
But you
though,
have
I think
DeAndre
he's
over
washed.
Brandon.
I think he's awful. I do, yeah. I have DeAndre over Brandon.
What was your okay, so can you put your 6 through 10 again real quick?
6 through 10?
Yeah.
Wait, 6. So 6, I had LaMelo. 7, I had Bam. 8, I had SGA. 9, Zion. 10, DeAndre.
So you have Zion at 9.
Strictly.
Yeah,
off the
Zion's too low.
I get it, like
What do you
Zion.
mean
I
by
get it.
that?
Zion
He
didn't
hasn't
play
done
last
anything.
year.
I don't know-
I totally
know
get
why.
that. But I personally would have Zion in the top 5.
So you have Zion over LaMelo, Anthony
I'd have him at
Edwards.
6.
I'd have him.
Six?
I'd have him over Lamelo and Ant. I love Ant. Y'all all know I love
I just
Ant.
don't think-
But
I-
Ant,
Put him over Anthony Edwards.
Zion.
Zion over Anthony Edwards?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I would.
What am I basing it on? Just him playing at Duke? Like his ceiling is so
Well, we
high, but
also
he's
saw
not
when Zion
playing.
played, he was a monster.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
all
but how many-
contingent on his health and if he wants to
He's
play.
also fat as shit right now. So I mean,
Hey, we saw him dunking on those 8-year-olds at the YMCA
he
at
dunked
Zion's
on-
camp.
Dunk on those little kids at camp. All
But
right, watch it.
I think
I just don't know what he's doing. He hasn't done-
I think that-
I can't put him above anybody else just because he's barely played.
I believe
He's
that Brandon
24,
Ingram
he
has
has a
solidified
crazy
himself
high
in the top
ceiling.
10.
I mean, yeah, I was going
I'd
off
put
Brandon.
BI over. I'd honestly cut SGA. I'd
Yeah,
I
I
just
was
like
because yeah. If
SGA's strength.
wait, so
I
you have
like
SGA ahead of Zion?
SGA
I feel like SGA and Zion are kind of in the same boat. They both didn't play at all, but when we saw them play, Zion was definitely more dominant than SGA.
SGA played. SGA averaged 23, 5,
But
5.
he played like 25 games maybe. He didn't play much.
Let me see.
I mean, hell, I would think about swapping SGA for Garland if we're just.
Hold on.
Yeah,
But
I would
okay, we
never-
haven't
yeah.
even got into the fact that you have Trey over Ja.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like
That's
I
tough.
get it. Like Trey went to the Eastern Conference Finals
Yeah,
last
I
year.
mean,
They
that-
shouldn't have been there.
Like I told
he
you, I
led
told
him
you,
there.
1 through 4. struggled on a lot.
So
Ja
wait,
and Trey were hard.
what's the thing with Ja? Why Trey over Ja?
I'm just so scared that Ja, and I know this is a shitty argument, but he's an injury away from like just being Derrick Rose. That's my thing.
But I don't-
This
but
is
the way-
right
We're
now.
talking about
This
right
is
now.
right now.
Power
Right
ranking
now.
right now.
Right now.
Because I've made
Okay.
that mistake too on my
Okay.
list.
I was thinking long term, Ja's an injury away. How long is he going to be this explosive? Right now, I have Ja. If we're taking injuries out of it, I'd flip him probably. I wouldn't have him. Yeah, I'd probably have Ja at 3, Trey at 4.
I would have
I
Ja
feel
ahead of Jason Tatum.
No, I don't.
I think if you swap,
I'd have.
I
I mean,
I'd
we
have
we
Tatum
we
over
we
him.
look at what just happened in the playoffs, right? Yes, Tatum made the finals with the most
Yeah.
complete roster in the league, arguably around him. The Bucks, Chris Middleton, maybe more complete roster, but they didn't have him. And Ja took a bunch of afterthoughts, pushed the Golden State to 6. I know that team, their record was 21-4 without Ja or whatever it may be, but Ja is that team. And I think, I agree with you. Like Ja is one injury away, but I think Ja is just
you
such
put
an insane
Ja-
talent, and Ja's
so you
clutch
put-
as hell. Like we have
so
seen
you-
Ja
I don't
step
think
up to
Ja-
the moment.
I don't think you can put. I don't think you can put Ja over Tatum.
Why not?
Tatum has been because he's been to the Eastern Conference
He's been to-
Finals like what 3 or 4 times in 5 seasons. Like I know,
But
like
what if
he didn't have a good finals.
what if we swapped? What if for this year we swapped Tatum and Ja? What if Ja was on Boston and Tatum was on the Grizzlies? What happens?
I don't think the
Smaller?
Celtics go
Yeah.
as far with Ja.
Yeah, I don't think the
Celtics,
Celtics make the
no.
They're
finals.
definitely not beating the Warriors.
Because one Ja just wouldn't fit on the Celtics. Like you would, it would like you'd have
Who would
Smart.
who would
It'd be Ja at the point, Marks at the 2, and then Brown at the 3.
Brown at the
I
3?
don't like. Yeah, I think like that's like I know Tate. Like we all have a bad taste in our mouths from Tatum's finals, but like let's not forget that he swept KD. He then dropped 46 on Giannis in a elimination game.
Okay, I get that. But
Then
you
won
can't say
Game
he
7,
swept
and-
KD. The team
I
swept
mean, he was
KD.
the best player. He was
He was
the
best player,
player on
but the
the
team
team, though.
performed. Everyone around him performed. All the
Sure,
role
but he
players,
was the
Jaylen Brown,
best player
everyone
on the
stepped
team.
up. He was
When
the
we
best
say,
player.
Like, I understand, but when we talk about the Mavs beating the Suns, like Luka beat the Suns, like obviously, like the other players contributed, but like he swept them. They didn't win a game. Then he dropped 46 on Giannis in Game 6
And
in an elimination game. Then went back to Boston,
elimination
won
game.
Game 7, then knocked out the 1 seed Miami, and then went into the finals. Like I know we have a bad taste in our mouths from the finals, but like let's not forget that Tatum in his first 5 seasons has been to what 3?
Yeah, no, I am not sleeping on Tatum
would
by
like
any
to
stretch of
also
the
not
imagination.
predict
But what if Ja Morant is healthy in these 2 games against the Warriors? They took him to 6. That could have
They
easily
lose.
that could
They
have
lose.
that could have easily gone to 7. Memphis got home court. What happens?
They lose.
That Grizzlies team is not.
They
beating
lose in
the
6
Nuggets.
still probably.
You
Dude,
don't know though.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, he went down in Game 4, a game they were already losing when he got injured. So let's just assume that they lose that game. They're down 3-1. The next game, Ja was out. The Grizzlies won by 50. So you can say, like, let's say Ja doesn't get injured. They still go down 3-1. And the game he wasn't playing, they won by 50. So, like, if he played, who knows what happens that game. So you still have to win that game. And then you're in Game 6 again in Oracle, which I don't think they win. So I think it either stays at 6 or it could have even been 5 because the Grizzlies team responded without Ja.
Yeah, and I don't think they win. I don't think they win either, but I think that's obviously just a hypothetical, which is why we do these. But I think Ja is obviously a better facilitator than Tatum. I think he's a better piece to run your offense through. I think
he's a point
I
guard,
think
of
he's a
course.
better scorer, and I think he's more clutch.
I think.
I don't think so.
I don't-
I think Tatum,
don't think
I know
Clutch
Tatum had a
does
bad finals, but Tatum's been clutch. Ja's never been in a pressure situation ever in his career.
We
Tatum almost-
we saw that
Tatum is
game
almost
against
been in
Golden State.
pressure
He hit that
situation.
crazy ass layup to win the game with like 2 seconds
One
left.
time.
He missed that layup to lose the game.
No, he hit one like with
He
2
made
seconds
one
left
and
in
he
one of the
missed- he
games to
missed-
win it.
He missed the other one. He missed a
Yeah, he won for 2,
For the tie
50%.
He did play. He played awesome in those games, absolutely. But I think taking this season in a microcosm against what Tatum's done for 5 years and just putting him over Tatum, who like obviously running an offense through Ja is easier. He's a point guard. Like you're not going to run an offense through Kobe as your point guard because Kobe's a shot creator. Like that's what Tatum is. So like saying like I don't think those compare about running an offense through them. But what Tatum's done in his 5 years in this league is almost unprecedented for a young player to have
he's
as
been in
much
a pressure
success as
situation
he's
for
already
5
had.
years.
But
Yeah.
when's the last time we've seen a guy that's gotten picked as high as Jason Tatum that has been equipped with the personnel like Jason Tatum has? He was blessed and born into a system that has had talent with him his whole career.
Well, they drafted
Yeah,
Brown.
but he's
they drafted
also
He's
Brown.
been the best player on their
He's
team
been the best
from
player
day
on that
one.
team for 5 years.
It's not like he joined like Kawhi when he joined the Spurs and was playing with Duncan.
His
like Tatum led
his
that
rookie
team
year,
from-
Kyrie was the better player. May not be the fit. He
Kyrie
was,
wasn't on his team his rookie year. He was on his team his second year, and Kyrie kiboshed that team. The first year, it was Tatum, Brown, Smart, Horford, and like Marcus Morris. And Tatum was the best player on that team that took LeBron 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. There was not a better player on that Celtics team than Tatum as a rookie. And then they went to the other one in the bubble where they lost to the Heat, and now this one.
Yeah.
Year with
I mean,
Kyrie.
I like Ja.
Kyrie just
I
blew
like
the
Ja, but I don't
brains
think you
off.
can just jump Tatum. I also think that you guys are just. I mean, Trey averaged 28, 4, and 10 this past year.
no, I
know
love
he's
Trey.
I know
I'd
he's on
take
a-
Ja over Trey, though, but I'd have Trey at 4.
I would have Trey at 4 as well.
I'm not mad at that, but I think Trey's just on such a small market team. Also, just not a very good team, not a fun team to watch. But he's
They're going to be
23.
now.
Wait, where did,
Yeah, well now, but he's 23. He averaged 28. He averaged a double with 4 rebounds. I mean,
It also.
I mean, he's
Oh,
arguably the
man.
best playmaker in the
Ball
league.
where did you have
Great
where did you have
best
Ant?
passes.
I had Ant at 5.
Who did you have after Ant?
LaMelo. LaMelo was 6. Bam was 7. SGA was 8. Zion 9. DeAndre 10.
Okay, so at this point in time, you would take
Bam's still under 25.
Anthony
Bam's 20. He's 24.
Anthony who?
Bam.
Oh, I thought you said Ant.
So
I was
you-
like, Anthony
I see. I think I love Ant, but I think I don't know. It's tough. I guess it's each his own.
So
I would
if
have Bam.
you're-
I would have Bam ahead of Ant right now.
Really?
Oh, you'd have Bam over Ant?
I would, yeah.
Why? You know, Anthony Edwards is only 20 years old.
Oh, I know,
I would
and that's
have
what
Ant-
I'm.
I would
but-
have Ant where
but,
you
but
have
we're
him.
saying right now, though, like at this current moment in time,
I would take
and I think
Anthony Edwards
Bam,
right
Bam's a
now.
guy that's gonna fit on any team, and he's gonna be a great piece. I mean, he
Ant-
doesn't have.
I think Ant
He
can
can't
fit on
shoot
any
threes.
team.
Beyond that, he can do everything.
Why
I
can't
mean,
Ant-
yeah,
what-
but
what
he
team
also
can Ant
got
not
he
fit?
also got railroaded by Robert Williams and Al Horford for 7.
Cole, could Ant not fit on the Heat?
No, Ant could.
Of course he could.
Ant could. It's kind of like what you were saying about Tatum. I just we've seen Bam do this for 3 or 4 years now, and I love Ant, but that's why I would just personally have Bam over him right now. In a year after this next season, Ant will probably for sure jump him. Ant,
Okay.
there's I think there's a good.
Bam was
I think
Bam
Ant's-
averaged 19, 10, and 3 this
Yeah,
year.
and he's one of the
Anthony
best
Edwards-
defenders in the league. He's versatile as hell.
Yeah.
He can play make. He's probably besides Jokic the best playmaking center in the league.
Anthony Edwards
I think just Bam brings so
22
much value.
Yeah, Ant averaged 22, 6, and 4. I just like Ant's. I don't know.
Yeah, I
like him at
love
5.
Ant's upside.
I like him at
I think
5.
after next season, Ant's probably knocking on the door of the top 3 of this list. Not saying
Yeah.
he's in there, but knocking.
I would say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Ant at 5. I would honestly keep Ant at 5. I'd probably have Zion 6. I don't know where I'd have Bam.
I see what you're. I
But
just.
look,
I
do
had so
agree with
originally.
Paul.
Originally, I had Zion at 7. I flipped it just because he hasn't. I don't know what I'm basically.
I'd have Zion over Bam.
I'd have Zion at 5.
I switched Zion and Bam, Luke. I had Zion at 7, Bam at 9, and I literally just
yeah,
flipped it.
I do agree with your reasoning, Cole. Like you said, like Bam's been doing it, but like I think like you can just watch Anthony Edwards, and it's like maybe he has
He's a
a few
pro.
more
He's
off
a pro.
nights. It's like if
Oh,
you
yeah,
just look at them like in a tunnel, and it's like he's the better player.
Yeah.
like Anthony Edwards is the better player.
And that's why
Like, he might have more
and
off
that's
nights.
why-
He might have less efficient nights, but it's like that guy's better at basketball.
yeah, and it would be hard. It's hard for me to put Bam over because y'all know I fucking love Ant. I think he's going to be an all timer, but just though I don't think the body of work we haven't seen that yet. But he's so young. He's like I said, he's
But you can also
probably gonna
you can
jump.
also say I see what you're saying. You could also say like he's 20, he's already doing this.
yeah.
I mean,
Right.
So do we all agree though that Ant's ahead of LaMelo?
Yes,
I would.
yeah. I had LaMelo at 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'd
agree.
take Ant over LaMelo.
I love LaMelo. I think Ant has a much higher ceiling than LaMelo.
I think I can't figure out LaMelo.
LaMelo's just weird.
I
He's-
really like him. I like him. His game is so unique, but I I don't know if he can lead a team like what he lost in a playing game 2 years in a row, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see him leading, and I know he's only 20 years old.
Yeah, he's 20, yeah.
Yeah, we got to cut him.
I just don't know. I gotta give him a few
Yeah.
more years.
Did you
I like him though.
you didn't have Darius Garland in your top 10?
Nah, I had him an honorable mention.
I would have
Oh.
Darius Garland squeak in at 10 in my top 10. I didn't even know this till I looked it up. He averaged 9 assists a game.
Yeah, he averaged 9.
He's great. This
He had a
season.
He
breakout
was
year.
really
He's a
good
great
this season. He
player.
also played on a terrible team, so they weren't that bad. But
They're coming.
yeah, they
Cleveland's
weren't that
coming.
bad.
They
Wait,
got
so
some
you-
good-
I mean, he led
good
them.
pieces.
You think wait, did you have Jared Allen? Was he another honorable mention for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he wasn't in your okay.
Do you want me to run through it?
Yeah,
one
go
more
ahead
time?
and run through that. Dylan's top 10 under 25 list.
All right, so 10, I got DeAndre Ayton. 9, Zion Williamson. 8, SGA, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. 7, Bam Adebayo. 6, LaMelo Ball. 5, Anthony Edwards. 4, John Morant. 3, Trae Young. 2, Jason Tatum. And 1, Luka Doncic.
All right, that was riveting. Next,
Riveting.
next we got another list, back-to-back lists here.
Back to back.
Oh,
Back to
fuck
back.
off.
We
Back
got-
to back.
Y'all
we got-
better bring y'all's fucking y'all swords
Double
here.
barrel shotgun.
We got
Yeah.
Cole's top 10 centers in the NBA.
Bring the brass
right
knuckles.
now. Cole, go get him, Cole.
I got you. Alrighty. All right. So I got my top 10 centers currently in the NBA. Honorable mentions. These guys didn't make the cut, but we're right there. I got Nikolai Vucevic, Clint Capella, and Miles Turner. And the top 10 goes as follows, gentlemen. At number 10, I got Big Bad Al Horford. Number 9, Robert Williams. Number 8, DeAndre Ayton. Number 7, Jonas Valanciunas. Number 6, Jared Allen. Number 5, Rudy Gobert. Number 4, Mr. TikTok player, Cat. 3, Bam Bam Adebayo. 2, Joel Embiid. And 1, the Joker. Let's hear it.
Go get him, boys.
I mean, I don't really have much
Yeah, I
of an
don't
issue
hate it.
with that. Like, that's
What do y'all
Can
think
you-
about the
can
two
you- can
Celtics
you-
in there?
Hey, I was about to say, can you?
I
can
love
you-
both Celtics in there. I think
Can
both
you-
should be in there.
Can you run through it one more time, real quick, Cole?
Yeah. So honorable mentions, I got Vucevic, Capella, Miles Turner. At number 10, I got Al Horford. Number 9, I got Rob Will. 8, Ayton. 7, Valanciunas. 6, Jared Allen. 5, Rudy Gobert. 4, Cat. 3, Bam Bam. 2, Embiid. 1, Joker.
Yeah, I like it. I mean,
What do y'all disagree
Maybe-
with?
maybe Capella a little bit higher if I had to nitpick, but like I mean,
Now,
See, honestly, whenever I made this list, at first I didn't want to put Al Horford in, and then I did a little research. You know, Al Horford was the second best defensive rating big man in the league this past year. I did
he's
not
like
know
sneaky.
He's awesome at
He's
defense.
He's
sneaky
great.
athletic, dude.
Great.
Like,
And-
did you see him guarding in the finals? He
He's a
guarded
great
Steph
defender.
Curry
I
pretty
didn't
well.
know how good he still was, but I guess he's great.
I think the Celtics screwed him in the finals because they just kept leaving him on. They kept switching and leaving him on an island with Steph Curry. Like,
Yeah.
He did the best he could.
Yeah.
And then Robert Williams too. Like I was debating, I had Vucevic in there at first at like 8 or whatever, and then I swapped it. I'm not a big fan of Vucevic anymore. Like yes, he was an All-Star like a year or two ago, but like he's terrible at defense and like he doesn't provide any value beyond being like a rim protector and a pick and pop. Like he has no pick and roll value, which I really want in my center, and he has no defensive presence whatsoever. He's kind of just like a big man, soft offensive shooting center.
Did you have Valanciunas anywhere?
Yeah, I had Valanciunas at 7.
I'd probably push him down a little bit, maybe around like the 8, 9.
Would you have Ayton over him? Probably.
Yeah, but that's it. Like
Yeah.
I'd throw Ayton over Valanciunas, and
And I think for me that could go either way. I think Ayton and
Centers-
Valanciunas are like the same like value type of player.
centers are so weird. And I think one of y'all said this in a previous pod, but like they're literally like the running back of the NBA. Like, do you really need a great
Shout out
center
Kyle
to go
Brophy.
out? Yeah, shout out Brophy. Do you really need a great center to go out and win a championship? No. Like,
It'll help, yes, but yeah, you don't need it.
well, yeah, it'll obviously help, but you don't. I mean, if
This thing is
you can
just-
get a center that's going to average, grab 10 rebounds, grab.
No, I'm curious.
I,
what do you-
hold on. I know you don't like Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, I was.
I know.
That's
I
where I
know
was
you
going.
got a
Yeah,
personal
you got
vendetta
anything
against.
for me?
No, that's what I was about to say. I was about to say, like, I know you have Bam ahead of Cat,
I
but
know
you
you
could
don't
very easily
like him,
flip flop them.
Bam and Cat.
Yeah.
He's better than Bam. I love Bam.
It's more.
But
It's
Karl
more
Anthony
so.
Towns,
Okay,
I
there
think's
we
a better
go.
player
It's,
than
it's
Bam.
more so like,
I-
does what Cat brings you offensively? Is that better than what
Yes.
Bam brings
No,
you
I
defensively?
think
can
Cat.
stretch the
I think
floor
Cat
the
is a
best
better.
out of any
I
center
think
probably.
Cat is a better player than Bam. Obviously offensively, he's way better offensively, but Bam is obviously a better defensively, right? But if I'm making a team, right, and it's like, okay, like I have a few pieces, you can pick A or B. You have this guy as your starting center. I'm taking Bam. I think Bam's a dog. I think he's gonna fit in. I just do not like Cat. I think Cat's a fucking vagina.
Yeah, I think you just hate.
I do
Cat.
not like Cat. I don't like these diva players, and I think Cat fits right up that alley.
I'm
See,
interested
I-
to
His
I
see-
think
his
the
his
same
offensive talent is
scenario-
undeniable for sure, but
But in the same scenario, you're like talking about building a team, and like I could pick A or B. You wouldn't take the taller, bigger, better scoring, better shooting, and slightly not as good as defense at center.
I think
I
it all
don't. I
depends-
don't think you can say slightly.
Carl Anthony Towns is a good defender. He's not bad.
He's not
He's
bad,
a
but
pretty good rim protector.
I
well,
think it all depends on what you have built around that team.
Well, okay, but what would be the scenario that you would take Bam over? Like if I was the Heat, I'd rather have Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, that's because they have good defenders around there, though. Besides,
Other
don't
than the
know.
fact Jimmy
I-
Butler might
and
stat-
for me, a lot of like this, and like that was a tough one, Cat or Bam. But like I feel like the more we see in the NBA too, like we see like a lot of people are like, oh, you can just mix these personalities with these great talents and it'll work out. And like we've seen with like Kyrie and KD and Harden, all this shit. It's like I think you need guys that want to be there and guys that want to play. And like I don't know if Cat's personality is a guy that's just gonna fit on any team. I
even know
don't
what
think it
Cat's
is.
I don't know what Cat's personality is. You saw this past year. He's always been like the
I think he's
quiet
gonna-
little like.
He's a wuss.
He's gonna bitch and he's gonna
wussy type
complain.
player.
I know
But then
Bam's gonna give me
gets-
everything he's got.
He gets Pat Bev on his team. All of a sudden, he thinks he's like got it out the
He
mud.
thinks
from
he's
the
all
trenches.
tough.
It's like you
Fuck
see him like
you,
you
dude.
see him like in the interviews changing his voice, like making it like this,
Yeah.
hella deep. It's like, dude, no.
Probably should have go home, drink some wine.
Yeah, just go
Think
home.
about it later.
Yeah, talk about
Yeah.
it later. Bro,
Jesus
Okay, but this is
I
the
don't
thing.
know who he is.
Carl Anthony Towns dropped what? 50, 60 points in a
That's
game?
the issue. He also
Like-
balls. Like, he's not a bad player.
I know his personality is an issue and it could be on a certain team, but if you just line up each player side by side, Carl Anthony Towns is the better player.
Yeah.
I
still
no,
think-
he is, but okay, you know who I kind of you can't fully compare him, but I kind of compare Karl Anthony Towns to for the point guard side is Kyrie Irving. I know he's not there yet; he's not fully blown Kyrie Irving, but I see this kind of personality in
I
Cat
think-
brewing to where he can be a cancer in the locker room. He can be a guy to where you have guys that are like, we want to win right now. We're built to buy in, and Cat's the one guy that's like, oh no, I want to be the 1A. I want to be the alpha. I want to run this shit, and he's
I
not
think
going to
in
mesh
his
with people.
defense, though, like I think the locker room in Minnesota bought into him this season.
Yeah,
I-
that's
like-
that's kind of where I was going to. I think Kyrie Irving like is that cancer type player. I think Cat just doesn't like isn't comfortable with who he is or something. 'Cause, like,
Yeah,
he
yes,
he
yeah,
keeps,
that's a
like,
good way to put it.
changing
Yeah.
like who he is. Like, dude, just
Yeah.
be yourself and play basketball.
Yeah.
We'll follow you. Just don't act like you're like all of a sudden.
Don't act all tough like you're
Tough
some
and,
big
like,
bad like
trot it
Ben
out the
Simmons
mud.
type of center. Like,
like,
yeah,
no, bro. Just
go
be
play your
exactly
game,
who you
shoot
are.
threes,
Yeah.
score,
Yeah.
play good defense,
Yeah,
average.
I just
25
think
and
I think he
12,
just needs to get like comfortable with like who the fuck he is. Like
Yeah.
it's simple as that.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Completely.
Yeah. So
No.
y'all wouldn't. Yeah, go ahead.
I would say, not that. I mean, the top two are definitely very interchangeable. I'd
That's
say.
where I was
That's what I
going.
was
But
gonna
next.
now,
say,
do you
yeah.
think like me personally? I'd probably take Embiid over Jokic.
I would too.
I would too.
Okay, that
It's
yeah,
really
that was my
It's
next
I don't know.
point.
It's
That was
very
that was my next thing I was gonna ask.
I don't really know what it is, and
I love Jokic.
I
fucking
love Jokic too, but there's something like
The
There's
dominance
a
think-
that Embiid
domination
has.
factor
with
about
Embiid
Embiid.
that
yeah.
he just dominates games. I know Jokic does too, and maybe it's just a quieter way to do it. But I'm just like, I don't see I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on why I would have Embiid over Jokic. Because if you look at the stats, it's like, okay, Joker, what, he's 2 MVPs in a row, one of the best players in the league. It's just Embiid, the way he like can take over a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think if you're looking at like just the the eye perspective, like you take this guy in a sample size, A versus B, Jokic versus Cat, or not Jokic versus Cat, Jokic versus Embiid. Like Embiid, you're gonna be like, that's the more dominant, better player. But I just think Jokic like makes everyone around him. He boosts their stock so much that like we haven't really seen a center boost and elevate guys like this. He's a Luka center. Like
he's the
you've said
best
this, he's a bigger Luka.
He's the best playmaking center in the league by far. It's not.
Yeah, and he's beyond selfless, and
by far.
he doesn't have a weakness. Like, I
don't know.
And obviously that wouldn't go either way.
You could wake up I could wake up on a different side of the bed tomorrow and say Jokic over Embiid. Like I flip flop with that one so much because there's like with Jokic you have 26, 12, 8 every single night. He's not going to miss any time. He's not going to get injured. He's going to perform every single game. And he's playing every game. He's going to make his teammates better and all that. But then there's like the Embiid stuff. And it's like, yeah, he's got injuries. Yeah, he's got Harden. Yeah, he's got Tobias Harris on his team. But then it's like, there's that one game where he goes for like 50, 20, and
it's like,
blocks.
whoa.
Holy mother of God.
Yeah.
This guy's the best player in the world. So like, I think it's just kind of like a personal preference. It's like, do you want the consistent, safe, great player who's a top, like, arguably 5 player in the league, or do you want the guy that can go out on the court at any given moment against whoever's on the floor against him, whether it's Giannis, LeBron, Luka, KD, Kawhi, like whoever it is, and can be the best player on the court?
Yeah, he can be your 2000 Shaq.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you can throw those 2 names in a hat, pick one out, and you're good. You
can't go wrong with either or.
No, that's a hard.
And I love Embiid too. I mean, we've seen Embiid with all this drama and adversity he's had to face, like with all these personalities. Like I have nothing against Embiid whatsoever. I love Embiid, but
Embiid's a dog.
He's a dog.
Like that guy played in these.
He's a modern day Shaq.
Not have been playing.
He also could get in people's heads. It's so funny, bro. Like, you can see players just crumble when Embiid.
He's one of the best trash talkers in the league.
Yeah.
Great interviews too.
Yeah, just a physical specimen.
Okay, so I think pretty good list all around. Cole, why don't you go ahead and list your?
I think that was the most agreed upon list we've had
by far.
I honestly thought y'all were gonna hate on the double Celtics thing, but
I love the double Celtics. I think you saw how valuable they were this year, especially in the playoffs.
I think that's where the position's going to, like that Robert Williams type center.
Yeah.
And y'all would have Al, or y'all would have Rob Will right ahead of Al. One slot ahead.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, again, I think that's kind of a toss up too. The only thing with Al is his age. He's old, but he's still great.
Al's like the ideal, like if you have your rest of your team set and you just need like a plug and play center, it's like
let's go grab
Al. Block shots, shoot threes.
Yeah, he's gonna fit in like a broken glove. Exactly. Yep. All right, yeah. So my top 10 centers in the NBA goes as follows. At number 10, I got Al Horford. At number 9, I got Robert Williams. Number 8, DeAndre Ayton. Number 7, Jonas Valanciunas. Number 6, Jarrett Allen. Number 5, Rudy Gobert. Number 4, Karl-Anthony Towns. Number 3, Bam Adebayo. Number 2, Joel Embiid. And number 1, Nikolai Jokic, the Joker.
Okay, so do y'all want to get into the KD stuff now, or we got 7 minutes left in this call? So
I think we can get into it now.
Just get into it now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think
I
think Shams was in on it first before Waj dropped the Waj bomb. But Shams dropped the news yesterday, massive news, that KD is now asking for a trade request just days after Kyrie opted in, and we thought everything was going to be okay. So, I mean, what the hell do y'all make of this whole mess going on?
I've seen it. So they want to still play together, just not in Brooklyn.
Well, that's not going to happen.
That's impossible.
That's what I heard, though. That's
No, I saw that too. But what team could even have a package to offer to get?
You have to have $90 million.
Yeah. And everybody's like they're gonna push their way to the Lakers. You can't afford that. You literally.
Well, I've seen. Yeah, not KD. I've seen.
I mean, you could trade Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook and clear the cap space.
Me and him actually talked about this the other day. It's like, is there actually a possible package that the Lakers could make, maybe add a third or fourth team in a trade to where the Lakers could acquire KD and Kyrie? I mean, let's say you give up AD, right, for starters. You give up Westbrook. You throw in Horton Tucker. You throw in a first-round pick,
Whoa,
28, whatever they
whoa.
have.
Yeah, you're stepping over the line.
Okay,
son.
well,
We're
my
not
bad,
trading
my
THT now.
I mean, and then maybe
But
they
you have
maybe
to,
they
bro. Like-
facilitate to give them another piece or two and have other teams throw first-round picks at the Nets.
I
It's
feel like they would-
possible.
Dude,
and if
they
you're
would
and
have
if
to
you're
be
the
bringing
Nets,
people-
if
they
you're
would
the
have to be
Nets,
bringing
Anthony Davis is probably the best player you could get.
They would have to be bringing people up from like their G League team to play at the
Well,
Philippines.
I
Like the
think
Lakers.
that-
Durant, LeBron James, and Kyrie Irving on the same basketball.
Yeah, I don't.
would
It wouldn't
literally
matter.
make the world explode.
Yeah.
I think the only
Yeah.
way.
Be like-
I don't even think LeBron
Oh
wants
my
KD.
God.
I don't think LeBron wants KD.
No, I don't think he does either.
This is what I was telling Luke. I think that would this is getting a little ahead of myself. I don't think LeBron wants KD because that would just ruin the whole like narrative, kind of. Like
yeah, but
Yeah, it
LeBron's
would.
They're
also
rivals.
like.
They're rivals.
Yeah, they
they're
can't. They can't team
rivals,
up.
and it's
I mean,
for
but
just
LeBron is
legacy
Oh
like,
my
for
God! Could
LeBron
you
and
imagine?
KD.
Could you imagine KD's legacy though? If it's like, oh, you go in with Steph, Splash Bros, then you go in with LeBron. Like, what? Who even are you? Like, what are
could
you
you
doing?
imagine if somehow it was LeBron and KD and like they didn't win it?
oh,
yeah.
dear God.
Dude.
I bet you. Honestly,
The
I think
level of basketball perfection that would be on that team is like orgasm worthy.
That'd be the
That
most
is
efficient
so
team in
far
NBA
Okay,
history.
yeah.
But if somehow the Lakers
for hours.
if somehow the Lakers did pull that off, bro, they're having to call J.R. Smith out of his
That's what I'm saying,
fucking
bro. They're
bachelor degree
bringing-
he's getting right now.
they're
Fucking
bringing
Richard
people
Jefferson
from-
off E ESPN.
They're bringing
Like, who
people
are they
that-
gonna play with
They
them?
literally have to play like the dude.
Hey,
from,
they
like,
still
the
got
G
Melo.
Yeah, they still got Melo. THT. Oh no, THT will be gone.
Hey, he's staying. You
Hey, fucking Reeves, bro. Austin Reeves.
I
Come
mean,
on
League.
now.
I like Austin Reeves.
Yeah, he's not a bad
got Mac
piece.
McClung on the G League team. Bring him up. Let's
bring
go.
up back.
Hey,
bro.
they signed Lonnie Walker the other day.
Ah.
I mean, I think the
Ah.
only
Released him
way,
from
I mean,
Pop.
the only way the Lakers could even get one of those two is they'd have to get a third team involved because they have no picks.
Yeah,
Like,
they only
really have
have one pick that
In
they
like
can
it's
trade.
2027.
Is there like a rule on how like far off could we trade? Could you trade like a 2040 pick if you wanted?
No, I believe it only.
I'll-
I believe. Don't quote me on this. I
we'll
think.
just give you every pick from
I think-
2040
I think you can only go.
2050.
I think you
Take
can
'em
only.
all.
Take 'em all,
I think you
bro.
can only go about
Fuck
like.
it.
I think you can only go like for this league right now. I think you can go to like 28. I think you can go like 6 or
Okay.
7 years ahead.
All right, that makes
It's the
sense.
max, yeah. Because
But,
yeah,
like,
if
also,
you
you're
do
the
trading
Lakers-
2050 picks, like
That 2070 trade 2070.
yeah,
Take 'em all.
I don't even
But if
want
you're-
them.
the world will
You're
probably be
the
abducted by
Lakers.
aliens at that point.
Yeah.
If you're the Lakers, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what's the plan? Like,
No
that's
idea.
kind of what I've been thinking. about the
Kyrie
past few days,
Irving.
is just like
That is the plan.
the
Well, if
plan
you're
is
the-
to get Kyrie.
Well, if you're LA, right? If you're the Lakers, would you trade Anthony Davis for Kyrie Irving straight up?
No.
No.
No, I wouldn't either.
You have leverage. You have leverage to be able to get him without trading Anthony.
But then again, what
do you
what's
at- what-
what do you
what-
think is the
wait,
what do
gonna
you
give
think
him?
is the maximum return that Brooklyn
Austin
can get
Reeves?
for Kyrie?
Not the best package you're going to get is from the Lakers because no one wants him. He has no market other than LA.
I
They're,
feel like
they're already talking about the deal. It's
The
like
Knicks.
It's
The Knicks.
Westbrook. They're not. They just got Jalen Brunson. They're perfect.
well, hey, we see the Knicks philosophy, man. The Knicks are like, oh, we got Jalen, we got Julius Randle, RJ Barrett's making his MVP case
Julius
next year.
Randle blows.
But just,
Well, I'm
just
saying from the Knicks philosophy, what they believe internally.
sure.
like-
but what everyone has said is there's no market. They're already talking about the trade right now, and the trade doesn't just include Kyrie. It includes Joe Harris too. They're talking about Westbrook, THT, a first and a pick swap for Kyrie and Joe Harris.
Can we just stop like
That's
with this
that's
THT hype?
Kyrie's market right now. Like
I think it's just a joke at this point. It's ridiculous.
It's gonna be 10 years and people say, dude, THT's finna break out.
It was
Like,
because like
He's
LeBron
coming,
gave.
bro.
He's
It was because like
coming.
LeBron
He's
gave him
coming.
his blessing after like a couple of preseason games
Yeah.
and like mentioned him in a press conference. Everyone's like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, this guy's."
LeBron
amazing.
mentioned his name one time. They're like, oh,
he's like a
dude, this
6'4"
guy's
small
it.
forward.
Yeah,
Easy.
Jesus Christ.
He's literally, I don't even know if he's better than Juan Toscano Anderson on the Warriors. I think he's like the same fucking player.
Probably.
It might be. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Real
I was gonna say,
I was
you-
gonna say that was
what's the
disrespectful,
difference?
but I was like, ah, you might be
Yeah, is
right.
All right, now, real quick.
We
gun
got
to your
less
head-
than a minute.
Yeah, gun to your head right now. Does KD or Kyrie win another championship?
Yes.
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 Okay. Yes,
Katie
across the
or
board.
Katie and.
KD or Kyrie, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I honestly if Kyrie goes to the Lakers, I think he wins another one. If he doesn't, I don't think he does. I think Kevin Durant, regardless, is going to win another championship. I don't know where, but I think he will.
If
KD's
Kyrie
actually-
comes to Dallas, he's going to win a championship.
Because I think Kevin Durant's going to go to a team that's already stacked.
You
And
got the two most
which he's
ball-dominant players in the
proven he's-
NBA
yeah.
playing on a team.
all right,
Yeah.
we
All right. Well, we're gonna cut this thing off,
yeah.
and
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
We'll
Be
be
back.
back.
And now for a word from our sponsors. All right. So getting back to Katie and Kyrie, would you even, if you could get them both hypothetically in a trade, would you even want to do that?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can
Heartbeat.
pass that up. Yeah.
I don't know.
Katie-
I have-
I get the chemistry issues and everything, but like you still have two of the
Still
two of the
basketball.
most talented,
today,
best
yeah.
players in the league. Like
I don't know. I personally like.
unless you're like the Warriors or the
Yeah.
Bucks.
I mean,
Like other than those teams, like yeah.
I don't know. Me personally, it's like, I mean, there were rumors even just about just Kyrie coming to the Mavs, and it's like I don't want Kyrie anywhere near my team because I mean, you look at his last two stops besides anything with LeBron, he's completely destroyed those locker rooms. Like it's just been an absolute disaster. Like I don't
But the
want him anywhere near my
potential, like for the Mavs, like if Kyrie were to come to the Mavs and it works out, I mean, we could win multiple championships. Like Cole, I think something's wrong with the mic.
What's wrong with the mic?
Yeah, you sound distant.
I can't hear it.
Yep. Can you hear me now?
There you
Yep,
go.
there
Yep.
she is.
I hit the off
The
button.
old on-off switch.
But yeah, like I was saying, I think every team that Kyrie goes to beyond that LeBron team, he causes some kind of cancer and just questionable moves to where like dysfunction just settles in. Like the risk reward is tremendous, but
Huge.
it's huge. Like, and that's why like the Lakers are obviously the team because they're in the shitter right
Yeah.
now. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just very tough to gauge like what the market is or what they could get. Or who
Yeah.
would
I mean,
want 'em.
it's just how you view. Like I would not be upset if the Mavs were to put together a package and get Kyrie because I know the potential.
You think Kyrie
Is
and Luka would
championship.
work though? that is one thing.
I don't
like,
know.
they're both so ball dominant that like
Yeah.
I don't know if Luka
might
can
not.
play all. And I know
Yeah, it
Kyrie
might
doesn't
not.
want to play off the ball.
I'm-
Like
I'm just afraid that if we were to get Kyrie, what happened to the Nets could happen to the Mavs, and then they'd end up, and then for some reason Luka would want to get out, and then we'd be completely fucked. Like,
I feel like if it went south with Kyrie, it'd just be like, okay, get him the fuck out of here. It'd be like the Celtics.
Yeah.
I hope.
It'd be like,
Get
it'd
him
be
out.
like,
And it
okay,
all
get him out.
it
Get him
all
out.
it all depends on what you would have to give up for him, right? Like if you're Dallas, for example, right, and you give up, a future first round pick, let's say Josh Green and Davis Bertans, then yeah, it's the risk
Yeah.
reward is worth it at that point. And
hey,
for
we're not giving up Josh Green.
and for
right?
what and
Oh,
for what they're reporting or whatever, if they're really like offering Russ and then their 28 or 38, 48, 78 pick or whatever the fuck pick they have, then like yeah, it's worth it. But it's just like it's
And
all so up in the
THT.
air. Like I can't forget about THT.
Come on now,
I can't
son.
forget
That's
about
what the
THT.
package is built around.
Yeah, he's the centerpiece deal there.
Yeah, you don't just graze past the pillar of the
You're right.
deal.
Hey,
Come
you're
on.
right. You're right.
He's,
Hey, that's
he's the
on me.
future of the-
Hey, we'll
he's
take that one
future
off
of
the
league.
chest.
Take that one off the chest. THT
But-
future of the league. Lock it in right now.
Yeah,
Chest
the
it
other
up,
thing
let's
we'd have to do, we'd have to match the
Shout out Corey
salary.
Kress.
So like I'd be fine if we did like Dinwiddie. Like if we did Dinwiddie, Bertans, Josh Green, and 2 firsts, I would be fine with that. And I think that would be at a
for
deep,
Kyrie.
for Kyrie.
I think
he's
Dinwiddie,
such a-
Josh Green, and 2 firsts may be the best package they could even get for Kyrie.
Yeah.
I mean, no one wants him.
No one
Honestly, if the
no one
Lakers are
wants
the
him.
front runners, the Lakers have one of the least attractive packages that they could offer out of any team in the league. I think they have no
Yeah.
picks.
Yeah.
They have no young players. They have to match the contract with Russ, and no one wants Russ. Like,
The really nice thing about Russ is he's expiring. So after next season, he's off your books.
Yeah.
That's the only
and
thing.
it's like at that point, what do they get? A 2028 first round pick? Like I don't.
Yeah, basically.
okay.
What are the odds that they do trade them together? Like
There's
if-
no way.
I
Like,
there's
I don't
no,
see
way.
how.
There's
Like,
no-
I keep seeing that come up, but I don't see how anyone.
there's no.
could
I mean, the
make that
Thunder, maybe they could do it. but
that's the
it's
only
like,
team that could do it.
yeah, it's like no
That
one.
happened.
can do
I
it.
mean,
I don't even
Yeah.
think Kevin Durant would want to go to OKC.
No.
No.
That team's
I don't
way
even think
too
he'd be
young.
welcome back.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
he
one thing
would
too
definitely be
that
welcome back.
one thing too that like me
and
and him were
Yeah.
talking about the other day
Yeah.
is that like obviously like KD doesn't have a trade clause, right? So it's like they hypothetically could trade him to wherever, but Kevin Durant still owns all the power to where like if they're like, hey, like let's throw out a team like the Trailblazers are gonna trade for you. If Kevin's like, oh, I don't want to play for him, the other team's GM has to get a verbal okay to even be like, we're gonna do this trade. So at the end of the day, Kevin Durant still owns all the power, and he still decides
Now,
where
what
he's
if,
gonna go.
What if there's
Well,
an
that- that's
owner
what-
that's so arrogant that's just like, fuck it, I don't care. He's gonna play for us eventually, whether he likes it or
But
not.
it- but it-
he's
but a
under
team-
contract.
a
He's
team,
under
but a
contract.
team's
Like,
not going to trade like
I
five,
know,
6
no.
picks and talent if they know Kevin's like we're not playing. For
I
you.
know.
Well, no,
I know.
that's-
It's going to have to be a mutually agreed side of things.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, if like the owner
And Kevin's
the
the
owner
kinda-
has all the power to where he could just say, "Fuck it, he's gonna like, I don't care if we're taking the risk. I'll take the risk. I think he'll end up playing."
I don't
for
think
us
there's an
eventually."
owner league that's going to take that risk though. If he gets a verbal consent from Kevin Durant saying, "I will not play for your team,"
It's a pretty
the,
high
Ra-
risk.
the Raptors GM would. He already did it once.
Yeah.
He'd do it again.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point though.
Kawhi
Cole,
and a diva though.
What,
What,
yeah.
what are you saying though? What are you saying?
No, but like that, no, like you were saying, like that report came out today that like if Durant, like, because he said the Heat, the Suns, but then that report came out today. If he went to the Suns, he's like he'd only welcome a trade to the Suns if Lowry, Bam,
I
and
saw
Jimmy
that.
were there. It's like that's not even possible. They're
Yeah,
all
it's
three
literally
maxed
impossible.
out. Like, what are you
Yeah.
even talking about? So he definitely like. Whether like an owner says like you're gonna play for me or not, he's got the power of the
Yeah,
deal.
it don't
I think the
matter.
Nets are gonna accommodate to him.
They
They're
have
sure
to.
as hell not going to accommodate to Kyrie. They're
Nah.
they'd send him to Sacramento for all they care.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but like
It's
for
the
KD, I
opposing
think
team's GM though. He's got to get
Yeah,
the
I
okay from
think for-
Kevin.
KD's gonna be like, I want to. He's gonna go to a spot he wants to go to.
Yeah,
Now
exactly.
where that spot is, I have no idea.
Now,
The
Getting-
Suns.
now,
The Suns and Heat are the only teams that have even been brought up at this point. Like,
I've
No.
heard the Raptors. I've heard the
I've
Celtics.
heard the Raptors.
Like
The
But it's
Celtics
like,
would be
what's
would
the
be super.
package?
Yeah, the Celtics would be kind of interesting. I don't know.
if
I
I'm
mean,
the Celtics, I don't want them. I want to stick
I'd
with my
do it.
core.
oh,
I
if
think-
you,
I
if you
think-
can package around Brown and not give
Yeah.
up Tatum,
I think any
don't think
team
they
if
do
they
it.
can do it would want.
who wouldn't do
I
it?
can't think of a team that wouldn't want Kevin.
No, the
Durant.
Celtics engaged in talks. They kind of hit us. They were trying to, but they couldn't get like a mutual agreement. I think it's got to be around Brown. So you do like Brown, Marcus, a ton of firsts, probably Robert Williams
like Grant Williams.
or Grant Williams.
But then
Like,
again,
yeah,
but then
no.
if you're the Celtics, right, it comes back to Tatum. I don't think that. I think Tatum in his mind would be like, I want to keep Brown, I want to keep Rob Will, I want to keep Smart, whoever. I don't think he wants KD.
I don't know, bro. I think
they're boys from
I
that
also think-
USA team.
Yeah,
They talk about it like they're close. Like
I also
they're
I think
friends.
Tatum. I think Tatum.
I
would-
think Tatum
he's-
wants to win.
Okay, the only thing
Yeah,
too is
exactly.
okay.
I
The
think
one
Tatum-
thing I will
I
say
think,
too
I think Tatum's ready to win a championship.
is
Andy
I don't.
doesn't seem like he wants to be the number one.
That's
He's
what
come
I
out
was
and
gonna say.
said.
I
don't
don't
think
think. I
he's-
don't think he has a problem taking a back seat. I was
No,
gonna say that.
not at all.
Yeah.
He's already said he doesn't know if he's the leader, so it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
bring KD on, let him take the heat, let me
Yeah.
ball.
And
yeah,
I'll be
now I
second
know I'm not the
fiddle.
leader. I also don't think with how Tatum's personality is, I don't think that'd be the worst thing in the world. Like I know he has the talent easily to be a number one and lead a team. To
I
a
feel like they
championship.
kind of have the same personality.
A little bit, yeah. It's like
they're
that.
both kind of like, I just want to play basketball. Like,
I
I
just
don't,
wanna
I
play
don't care
basketball.
about leading.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
which
So,
is
I mean,
weird because Tatum like idolizes
all the
Kobe.
Kobe, all the
Yeah.
Kobe shit. Yeah.
So it's
fun.
just like it's.
We don't need to
super-
rehash that. Jesus.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
We got enough hate on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Now, staying with KD here, what would be the most fun team for KD to go to? Not the
Oh,
best
Lakers.
fit. Like,
Lakers.
what would be the most fun? team?
Lakers.
Lakers, KD and LeBron together. oh
I
my
mean,
God.
just
or the Heat. Or the Heat.
the Heat, but just the media. Like if he went to the Lakers, I mean, like that would
Whoa.
be that, no, like they could go out to dinner
Wait,
every
where's KD?
Tuesday night, and it would lead
Watch
every
these from
show in
DC.
the country.
We
Yeah,
went to
I
DC.
mean-
What if he went to DC, goes back home?
No.
Him and Brad Beal?
Him and Brad
KP?
Beal.
That's another interesting dude. I don't think Bradley Beal gives a shit about
doesn't
anything
give a
besides,
shit.
Bradley
like,
Beal's a
Yeah,
Bradley Beal.
Yeah,
doesn't
we've
give a
hashed
flying
over Beal
fuck.
more than enough.
Now,
Yeah, Bradley
What
Beal's
if-
like, give me that $50 million. I'm
I'm
out.
chilling.
Yeah.
What if-
right?
what if-
Chilling,
Yeah, I'm
chilling.
good. Y'all
Yeah.
can lose. fuck it. I don't.
He's like, I'm making the bag. I don't give a fuck.
Now, what if,
Kristaps, Dinwiddie,
Yeah,
I don't even care. Bring 'em
Dinwiddie,
on.
Schmidwiddie, Porzingis, whoever, throw 'em
Yeah,
my way. I'm
Ding
making
dong,
money. I do not
Porzingis.
give a fuck.
now
Yeah.
what if they were to welcome him back and KD says, "Fuck it, I'm going back to Golden State."
No, it's not happening.
No.
Oh my
That
I
would
mean-
just be hilarious.
Well, that-
he had
but
so
that-
much
That
hate
would
the
be
first time.
hilarious.
At that
Oh
point,
my
it would be
God.
hilarious. But then at that point, like we see, like Steph won this year, right? So
Yeah.
Steph's building his legacy. He wants to keep submitting it, keep adding on to that. And that was the whole thing. If KD were to go back to Golden State and then they were to win again with Golden State, it's like, how much can we validate Steph's future if he wins with Kevin Durant again?
I don't think that's Steph. I think that's
Well,
KD.
that would
I think,
also-
I think Steph's legacy is pretty.
Well,
not
we talked about it
cemented,
last
but I
time. Like
think-
Steph's right, like fringe top 10, like 8 to 12, whatever you want to say. Like I think Steph is now at the point to where he's like, I want to be top 5. And I think if he gets KD in there and they win more with KD, it's going to be hard for us in the media
What
to
if-
say like, oh, he's top 5 now
Well,
because
what
KD
if
came
he
back
won-
again
KD
for round
going
What if
back
he
two.
would
won-
be a weaker move than it was the first time. Like
Oh,
if
oh
KD
yeah,
won-
way
Yeah.
weaker.
Like,
yeah.
so, like KD's not going to do that.
But what if?
There's
Cole, I have a
no
question.
way.
What if KD went back? They won 2 more, but Steph won both those Finals MVPs. Does that still hurt his legacy?
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. It doesn't hurt
No.
it. It
I
can't.
don't
know.
If
It
you're
doesn't
winning
hurt it, but
finals,
it doesn't boost it though.
But he's also not going to win Finals MVP.
I was going to say, I think it would boost it, dude. 2 more Finals MVPs if he did it with Kevin Durant. I think that'd boost. his
Of
legacy.
course it would.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
winning championships will never hurt you. Like,
No.
but,
No.
no,
But
not
I don't
not
think
to
it
the
would-
same
I don't
degree
think
if
it
they
would
won without
elevate you
KD.
either.
Yeah.
Well, no, of course not. But I'm just saying, like, he has KD. He wins 2 more Finals and wins 2 more Finals MVPs. That puts him at 3 Finals MVPs.
But I also think that, like, in terms of Steph, like, when we look at it when it's all said and done in a couple years, no one's really going to be like, I mean, everyone looks at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and all the championships he has and says, holy shit, he has all those rings regardless of who he played with. Like, if Steph were to get 5-6 rings, even with KD coming back, like, I think people just look at it like Steph still got 6 rings. Like,
Yeah,
Well, they're
especially
gonna
to his
say that
time.
about Kevin Durant. Like, it's
Yeah.
going to be 20 years, like, won 2 rings.
Well,
Yeah,
and that's the
best
thing,
team ever, but-
and that's the thing too. Like when you look on it, like yeah, like you said, 20 years from now, it's like we don't look into the fine print and the details as much. We just look at what's on paper.
Yeah.
We look at
Yeah.
X amount of championships, X amount of MVPs, X amount of finals, which is like the last topic we had in the podcast.
Yeah.
It's tough to gauge it, but yeah, obviously in the moment now, it wouldn't look as good, but in the future, it probably still would validate it, not to a certain
Right.
level, but it still would.
now, just for fun, what if in an alternate universe, the Bucks trade Middleton and build a package and it's Giannis and KD?
Oh my god,
Ooh.
I don't think Giannis wants KD.
That would be.
Well, you keep. I think
well,
anybody would want KD. I don't see anybody that's like, I don't want him.
Okay, the only a team that would be fun as hell and could happen, like, won't, but could, Clippers. And you make a deal around Paul George, and you swap Paul George and other assets and picks, and you tag Kevin Durant with
They don't
Kawhi.
have-
That would be
the Clippers don't have
nasty.
any picks though. Those picks are all with the Thunder. Not that this would ever happen, but
Yeah, well, most of their picks.
Whatever they could trade, if they could
Yes.
make that deal
Make it
happen, and
happen.
you have Kawhi and Kevin Durant, my God. Like, and I don't think Kawhi would care.
no,
He doesn't seem like
Kawhi
a guy
doesn't give a
who's like-
fuck.
Yeah, and neither does Kevin. Like, I think they'd both be like, "Yeah, you're awesome too. Let's go ball."
That'd be a funny dynamic. I think they'd both they would probably mesh well, but I feel like
Have like
out of
weird
the
eye
court,
contact
I feel like
and all.
Yeah,
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 I feel like
literally.
off the
Like,
court they
like-
would not hang, they wouldn't talk or
five.
anything. On the court they'd be fucking phenomenal, but yeah, off the court I feel like they wouldn't even hang out, be
I
friends.
think
or anything.
KD would be. I think KD would be like, dude, this dude is a fucking nerd, and then Kawhi would be like, this dude's weird, crazy, talks too much, and tweets, but like, he's good at basketball, so whatever.
yeah.
Boy, man, get paid.
All right.
We're gonna get paid.
Luke's kind of frozen here. Luke, can you still hear us?
Yeah, Cape Cod must not have the best Wi-Fi over in Grandma's cabin.
I bet his phone.
He's got a
just
nice
died or
smile on his
something.
face though. Look at him.
He looks like he's having a great time, man.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, he's back.
Can you hear me?
We
Can you hear
can
me?
hear you. We can hear
Where
you.
you're back. What the hell happened?
Oh,
oh.
Cape Cod's failing us.
Grandma found out he was
we
still
need
up
filming to
past
fix his
bedtime.
Wi-Fi out there.
All right, Luke. Luke, you still okay? So today and a couple days ago, we've had a couple of massive trade drops with Rudy Gobert going to the Timberwolves and DeJounte Murray going to the Hawks. Well, let's start with the trade that happened today, the most recent one. Rudy Gobert going to join Cat and Anthony Edwards in Minnesota. What do we think of this one?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't
launch?
I don't get it. I honestly do not get it. Like, what are
I
the
don't-
Timberwolves doing? Like,
I have no
okay,
idea.
like for the regular
They gave up
season,
5 first-round
picks for like the regular. I will say this for like
What the fuck?
regular season seeding, right? Like they're probably gonna get more wins. They have Rudy Gobert, and they're the best defensive center in the league, the best defensive player in the league. But like, what are you gonna do in the playoffs when you're facing the Warriors or when you're facing a small ball Mavs lineup? Like, are you gonna have Cat and Rudy guard the perimeter? What like
Also, like
one of them's gonna have to be excluded.
Cat's a baby, and I feel like Rudy kind of has that diva mentality a little bit too. Like, it just seems like it's just gonna be a shit show.
It's
Like,
just a horrible fit. Like, yeah,
it's a
personality
horrible
wise,
fit,
personality
personality-wise.
fit wise, it's a terrible.
I don't
fit
get
all
it. Like,
around.
why?
It's not the 80s.
Like if you're the T-Wolves, like I get it. Like yeah, you have Cat, you have Anthony Edwards, you have D'Lo or whatever. Like you want to win right now and you get these on cheap contracts. But like Rudy Gobert should be the last guy you're trying to get to fit with this team. You
Literally.
have Cat.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
go trade for Beal. Like what?
So what, you're
go
gonna-
trade
you're
for
gonna
Go trade for
You're gonna
Jeremiah
win.
Grant. Like what are you
Get
doing?
A wing.
Yeah, you're
Like,
gonna
that's
get-
one of
you're
the
gonna-
last teams that should trade for a center.
Yes.
Like unless if you're the Nuggets, the Sixers, and the Timberwolves are the 3 last teams that should have traded for Gobert.
And you
Literally.
give away
What the fuck are
5
you gonna
first
do?
And they traded their farm.
They gave up 5 first-round picks.
first-round
and
picks.
Malik
Rudy
Beasley.
Gobert.
Malik
This
Beasley's not a
man
bad
just
player
got
Not a
either.
bad
abused
player, yeah.
in the postseason. It's
And
remarkable.
like
you're
we
gonna
saw
push-
firsthand like how exposed Gobert went against
Yeah.
a small ball Mavs lineup. Like
gonna push-
any
And the
other
guy
team
can't
they
play-
face in the
and he can't play offense.
No, he
can't
no,
play offense.
he can
You're
he can
gonna
alley oop
push
it.
Cat to the 4. You're gonna push Cat to the 4. You're gonna play Gobert at the 5. You got D'Lo and Ant and who else?
Oh, they
D-
traded
D'Lo,
They traded Malik
Vanderbilt.
Beasley. They traded Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
They traded
Oh,
Vanderbilt.
They have
Wasn't that
D'Lo,
trade
Ant,
too?
Cat, and Gobert.
Like, what's the plan here?
I don't
where's
know.
I mean, I guess Towns can shoot, but it's like
But yeah,
we're like.
you don't.
But it's like,
need
but
it. Why
it's
do
like, yeah,
that?
like you face.
Why?
Let's just use the Mavs as an example, right? Okay, let's say Mavs run small ball lineup. Christian Wood at the 5, Dodo at the 4. How is Gobert and Towns gonna guard them on the perimeter? They're not.
They're not.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not.
So you're gonna have to sit one of those guys, probably Gobert, and then so you're sacrificing your future for Gobert to maybe get move from the 6 seed to the 3 seed, and then face small ball lineups in the playoffs and get booted. I don't understand it
5
at all.
first-round picks. You literally
that
gave
might
five
go down as the
first-round picks
worst trade
for
The
Rudy
only- I think
Gobert.
that- yeah.
NBA history.
I think the only upside of it is I think they will be better regular season wise for seeding,
yeah.
but when it comes playoffs, bro, it's a different animal. Like it's all matchup based.
Can't
Like they're gonna be
guard, bro.
screwed.
They can't. Who? Yeah, they don't match up with anyone.
they gave up good pieces in the trade
Especially-
too. Like
Yeah, like he
especially-
like
Beverly,
you just said,
Malik Beasley, those
Vanderbilt's
are good,
good.
players.
especially
And 5 first-round picks. Like, how do you do that?
in the West.
Like
The
that should have
West
been a
is-
deal for Kevin Durant. Like
The West
5
is dude.
first-round
Like-
picks and good players.
Dude, Minnesota's
is
gonna be
full of
selling
small
hella
ball.
Gobert jerseys.
Oh, fuck
Is
yeah.
it-
they are.
I mean,
The West,
where-
I feel like, is way more small ball oriented than the East anyway. So I don't understand why they would. It makes no sense.
I mean, how far does this realistically take the Timberwolves? Like, what do they do in the playoffs now?
Get bounced in the first round again.
I mean, it depends. Like right,
Depends
like
who
it
they
like
play,
it
but,
depends.
like,
If I think that they'll probably regular season have a better record than they did because I think Rudy Gobert is like literally the definition of a regular season player of equals wins, right? Because his defense and his presence. Like I think there will be a better seed than the 7 what they were this year. But I think whoever they face in the playoffs is gonna throw a small ball lineup, and they're not gonna have an answer. Like it's as simple as that, really.
Yeah, unless they play like the Nuggets in the West, that'd be a great matchup for them. They'd probably win that series, and that's assuming Jamal Murray and Michael Porter aren't hitting on all cylinders. Because if they are, they'll probably still beat them. But like other than that, who are you going to defend?
no
Like you
one-
can't have two
literally-
7-footers on the floor. Like it's
No.
just you can't do it.
Not anymore.
Like the JaVale McGee with the Mavs, it's great because regular season will be great. Postseason, JaVale McGee is going to play 10, 15 minutes a
Yeah.
Well,
game.
we're also
Yeah.
not
And it's
paying.
fine.
Yeah, and
we're
they
also
signed
paying-
JaVale to guard a Looney or a
And we didn't
Gobert
trade
or a
5
Jokic.
first-round picks and
Yeah.
good.
And we're also not
for 'em.
paying JaVale McGee a supermax.
No.
Like
Yeah,
I truly believe like what the Mavs gave up for Christian Wood. Like I if I'm the Timberwolves, I'd rather have Christian Wood than Gobert for their team's fit.
yeah.
And when you look at what they
In
gave
a
up,
heartbeat.
they gave up night and day. We gave up a fucking
A bunch of
a
expiring
$2
contracts
burrito
and
at
a first round
7-Eleven, like,
and a
literally.
26 pick
Like,
that we don't need.
Yeah,
And Wendell Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we gave up an appetizer of cheese fries for him, like, and they
Literally.
gave up.
I mean, like,
fucking
I
filet
think you
mignon.
could make a case that Christian Wood's a better player than Gobert. If you take everything
I
into
don't
account,
think
like
I don't know.
I'm not gonna
That's-
say
that's
I'm not gonna
a
say
fit
that.
on a
massive
team,
stretch.
dude. His offense is good. Like Gobert was getting abused by us.
We can't
offensively.
we can't
Like-
underestimate Gobert's defensive presence
Defense.
though.
Yeah, you can't just take that away.
And then, but
I
that's why
think-
Gobert is such a fit guy. He's such a fit guy, and like, if the T Wolves didn't have Cat, then I'd love the trade. But they already have a top 5 center on that roster, so
I
that's why
still
it makes
wouldn't-
no
I don't even-
sense.
I don't even
No,
know if I'd give up
I
5
still
first-round
wouldn't
picks
give
for
up
Gobert
5. I still wouldn't
in
give
the
up 5
first place.
picks for sure.
I wouldn't
No.
give up 2.
No,
I'd give up
Yeah.
2.
I don't like. Yeah,
I
the
mean,
Gobert
depending on my
contract is
team,
not
but,
great.
like-
If I was the Mavs, I'd give up 2 for him.
I would take Christian Wood in a heartbeat.
I just
I
don't like
like
the
Chris
cap
Paul.
space that
I
Gobert
would
eats up.
rather have
Yeah, and that's
Christian
another-
That's the
topic
thing,
of it,
bro.
yeah.
That's a great point. Yeah, like cap space that Gobert's gonna eat up.
I don't
Yeah.
like that. Like, I mean, you're paying
I think for the Mavs, I'd rather have Christian Wood than Gobert.
for the
same
Mavs.
cap,
Yeah,
same cap, same trade. I'd rather have Wood.
yeah.
I think he fits better on the team. Gobert can't play offense. He can't shoot. He can't even finish.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a terrible finisher
He,
too.
yeah, like
I
he
mean,
averaged like 7 points against
I mean,
us
you
against
would
Dwight
think a
Powell.
guy like Gobert,
Hey,
right? You
Dwight
give him back
Powell's
to
a
the
handler.
basket on a smaller power forward like a Maxey or Dwight Powell. He could make it. He could finesse it, and he literally can't.
He can't.
On offense, all he's good for is putbacks or alley oops. That's literally it.
And free
Yeah.
throws if he's making them. Like,
Yeah, he's.
I mean, you can get Clint Capella or JaVale McGee, and he's going to be almost the same thing as him come playoff time.
yeah.
There's not going to
Yeah,
be a big drop.
I think that trade just has
I think they're-
catastrophe written all over it. for
I
the
think
team.
yeah.
they're gonna regret that here in a couple of years.
It's going to go down as one of the worst trades in NBA history.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
It's terrible.
Now moving on to the trade that happened a couple days ago, DeJounte Murray to the Hawks. What do y'all think about that?
I love it, man.
Great
I mean,
trade.
I like it. That's a great trade.
I mean, we've talked about the Hawks, right? Like they need another playmaker and they need defense on the guard spots, right? Like, and they got all of that plus more with Dejounte Murray, and they only gave up 3 first. They gave up 3 first-round picks, which are picks that are probably going to be late-round picks. But like Atlanta's built to win right now. You know,
It also
that's what,
makes-
at least
it
that's
just
what they
makes-
believe.
That makes sense though. Like that fits with Atlanta. That fits their system.
Yeah, it
It's gonna help
fits.
Trae Young a bunch.
Fits with Trey Young.
Yeah,
that-
it's gonna
you
help
couldn't have
Trae
picked
Young
a
so
perfect
much.
backcourt partner for Trey Young. like
Oh
that.
yeah, I don't think there's many of there's this very small list of guys that would be ahead of Dejounte Murray that you could put with Trae Young.
Fit
at the
with
guard
him.
spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
how
no,
much?
I-
I mean, how much is this actually going to help Trae Young when we're looking at it?
Oh, I think
this
it's gonna help him
season?
tremendously.
Bunch.
I think Dejounte Murray slept on, man. Like Dejounte Murray had to carry the Spurs to the play-in. Like they really didn't have any help these past few years. Like he doesn't have a weakness. Like he's a very all-around, just great player.
And he's young.
He's
And
young.
He's cheap for his
Young.
next
He's
2
on
years.
a good deal. He's one of the best defensive guards in the league. He can facilitate. He can get rebounds. He can score. He can do it all. Honestly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
I mean, I was because I mean, everyone's probably also wondering like why the Spurs would even want to get rid of him because I think he's due like 16 and a half and 17 mil these next 2 years. But I saw some report that basically because I guess like they could have offered him a max contract based off of what he's earning, but based off what he's earning, he wouldn't get paid as much as he should. So the Spurs were basically like, because we don't want to pay you in 2 years. As hard as it is to do, we're going to trade you now, get as many assets as we can, pretty much to set up a rebuild.
yeah, I get it
kinda
from
get
I
you
get
out
it
of
from the
town.
Spurs perspective.
It sucks, but like
I do
mean,
too. Like I think the Spurs are just like we have to.
They're
just
like it's time to
complete-
rebuild.
blow it up,
Like, yeah.
rebuild.
yeah.
We're probably
Yeah.
gonna lose Pop.
Well,
Pop's
they
on
should have.
his
They
way
should
out the
have.
door. Like,
should've
let's-
started this
That's what
rebuild.
Murray said. Murray
Really?
even said he was like, they literally came to me and they're like, we're going into a rebuild. Like, we're not going to waste your like best, like your upcoming prime on
Yeah.
a 4-year rebuild. They literally told him that. That's why they traded him. And he even came out and said it. He was like, mad respect to them. Like they
Yeah, it's
literally told
dope.
me straight up. He's like, no, I trusted them. They trusted me. They did me right. Like they're a great organization.
Yeah.
And like Dylan, you said, like the fit. I think the fit's perfect.
It's such a good fit.
Like we
I-
saw in the playoffs with like against the Heat, like Trae Young just got swarmed. Like he has no help
Yeah.
facilitating beyond DeLon Wright last year. Like Deontay steps in there perfectly. They had no backcourt defense whatsoever because Trae Young obviously is what he is on defense. Plus they had nothing else, and Deontay immediately boosts both those tremendously.
Yeah,
It's
I think that's a big underrated aspect of Deontay Murray pairing with Trae Young is obviously the defense. It's like totally like contrast
Playmaking.
to each other, but the
Night and
playmaking, it's like when is Trae Young at his best? It's when he is attacking, getting to the basket. With this team that he's had for the last 2 years, he's got to do it all. He's got to pass. He's got to run
literally
the
everything.
every
No-
time down the
everything.
floor.
Yeah.
Now he can kind of pass it off to Murray and say, "Hey, you run the offense. You facilitate. Let me go attack. Let me
Yeah,
score."
he
which is
can
what
relax
does
a little
best.
bit. He can
I think
relax.
Trey,
a little
I
bit.
think Trey is gonna play well off ball too. Now that he
Mhm.
has the chance to
I-
do it.
I
He
like
moves
Trey
well
at
off
the two.
ball, he
I like
shoots
Trey
off
at the two
screens.
almost better than the one. Like still going off screens and everything, but hey, dude, I don't want to bring up the ball, run the
Right.
offense every single time down the court.
He can
It's
run
like
around like
Steph.
Steph.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
literally
just
like
like
Steph. Like let me just run around and get open and
Yeah,
Let me just
no,
run around
I
and get
think
open.
it's going to be perfect. I mean, what he averaged like 8,
20
9.
something?
He averaged like 8.5 assists.
yeah.
Deontay,
Yeah,
yeah, like 8-9,
yeah,
something
he's
like
he's
that.
a great passer. So
And it's
you-
wild to think too. Like you would think, like obviously, like that was the best offer San Antonio had, right? Like I feel like you would think there would be a bigger market for him out there, but I guess there wasn't. You know,
I mean,
it just
I
I
blows
really
my.
wish the Mavs
It just
could've
it
traded.
blows
I did
my
too.
mind how Rudy went for 5 first, and then Deontay Murray went for 3. And I think we
I don't know
all
what
agree
the
Deontay
Timberwolves
Murray's a
we'll
better
never be able to
player
make sense of
and
that.
a more valuable piece. And he's younger. He's on a better deal. It doesn't make any sense at all.
now,
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll ask the
that,
same.
that Timberwolves trade is, I mean,
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Absolutely.
it's gonna be in that category 20 years from now. That there's like that Bleacher Report article. It's like worst contracts of the last 50 years. It's gonna be like top 3.
Now,
Yeah.
now I'll ask y'all the same question I did about the Timberwolves. How far will this trade take the Hawks in the East?
That's
Dude,
hard,
I
man,
mean,
'cause the East is stacked.
the East is stacked, but I mean, we saw it a few years ago. I know they got kind of lucky and they made the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, if we're talking ceiling wise, if a few things go their way, some injuries happen, they could make the finals. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, their ceiling. Yeah,
Well,
I think.
Brooklyn's gone. So so you have Milwaukee, you have
Boston.
Miami, Boston,
Boston.
and Philly.
Philly. Yeah.
Outside of those 4, it's pretty much open.
I mean, if
But it-
Embiid,
and
if
even
Now,
Embiid
now we'll
gets hurt
see where
too-
Kyrie and KD go.
Yeah.
That could obviously change everything. But
And
let's
even-
say they go west, like I think Atlanta's at least the 5th best team in the conference.
And even
They're
for
gonna be
Atlanta too, you know,
competitive,
it's like we
for
could
sure.
see another step from Hunter. We could see another step
Yep.
from John Collins. Like, there's good
Another
young,
step from Trae
promising
Young.
pieces on that team that
Mhm.
have room to improve even more. Then you add a
Right.
Deontay Murray All-Star, all-around stud.
Yep.
I like it.
Full glass half full. Like, I don't think they could, but they could win the finals.
I mean, a couple
could.
a couple
They
injuries happen.
It-
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
anything can happen.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're
and every
gonna,
year in
they're
the
gonna be
NBA
competitive.
playoffs, we see guys go down. We see shit happen that's weird. Like, you never know what's going to happen once it all gets down into business.
and
Like, they
Embiid's due
could.
to go down next year.
Yeah,
Always
probably.
Yeah. No, I
Probably.
mean, this could unlock like a different level of Trae Young to like
It really could.
allow him to really be the player he's supposed to be. Like, not a guy that gets 11 assists a game, even though he's great at it, but like, go play your game. Go destroy people on offense. Do what you do. Bomb threes, take over games. Like, we don't need you to play make as much anymore. Deontay can help you with that now. He can drop it back to 6, 7 assists, and it could totally revolutionize, the next 5 years of his career.
Yeah, it's definitely the best move of the offseason, easily
Yeah.
by far. It's
I
really
give it
interesting.
I give it an A++.
Yeah.
I do too.
Now the Suns getting Damian Lee. I mean,
That's
okay.
another. That's for different. time.
Blockbuster, bro.
Okay. All right. So now we're gonna step into the octagon here. Something we haven't done before, but with the fights tomorrow night, I think we feel this is something that needs to be talked about a little. There's 3 main fights going on tomorrow night. We got Sean O'Malley versus Pedro Munoz. Sean O'Malley is a -300 moneyline favorite. Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway. Volkanovski's a favorite there at -200.
Part 2.
And Israel Adesanya versus Jared Cannonier. Adesanya is a whopping -500 favorite in that fight.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a fucking wild card, man. I'm really excited
It's
to
an
watch it.
awesome card.
a great
And if
card.
I'm a betting man, we talked about this earlier, but I mean, obviously you want to pick the favorites. I think if you're betting on the UFC this weekend, you do a parlay of Sean O'Malley money line and Adesanya money line. Yes, their odds are boosted, but I mean, you could risk 75 to win 50. Still not even, but I mean, those seem like two surefire locks.
Yeah.
Sean O'Malley has just swept everyone he's faced recently. Same with Israel Adesanya. They're both dogs. They're both going into this with
That's also
more to
this,
prove. Like,
this card is also very entertaining. Like Sean O'Malley is probably one of the most entertaining people to watch fight, and so is Israel Adesanya. They're like both super unique styles of fighting. I'm pretty excited for it.
Well, they have O'Malley kick it off the main card. Like that's the first fight. Like that's awesome. The over under on that fight in terms of rounds is set at 2.5. Like,
okay,
that's so you
one
know
thing
this
I
is
wanted
gonna
to
be
bring
over
up too,
quick.
when is Sean O'Malley gonna get into a title fight? Because I don't
Soon.
understand.
So I was
gotta be
watching-
soon.
I was
mean, what is
watching
he,
his
16
podcast.
and 1?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
only
was-
loss he had is when he had like a broken.
Yeah, he
He had
broke
like a
his
broken
leg.
foot.
Yeah.
broke his ankle or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
so-
I was watching his podcast. I think he said his plan is like win this fight, win one more, and it might be one more after that, and then fight for the title next year. I
Because
think
he's gonna
that's
have
the
to.
plan.
It's gonna be eventually come down to him versus Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah, don't
Okay,
quote
yeah,
me on
so
that, but I think that's
As
something-
of right now, for the bantamweight division, which Sean O'Malley's listed in, they have him as the 13th ranked fighter.
Wow.
I don't know how. I mean, they got Jose
that's the
Aldo at
thing.
3, TJ Dillashaw at 2. Like Sean O'Malley,
He goes in as the favorite, the betting favorite into half the fights of the guys above him, ranked 1 through 12 as the favorite. Even though he's ranked
it
13th.
doesn't make any sense.
Why do y'all think? Yeah, I was gonna say, why do y'all think that is? Like, why do you?
I don't
think
know.
he
It's like-
he doesn't really get the respect that I feel like. I mean, I
Yeah.
think we all.
I mean,
Well, I
like
think
on his
his-
resume, his resume is more impressive than any other bantamweight in the division right now.
Well, I mean, he hasn't really fought anyone that's that good. I think the best guy he fought, can't remember who he fought, but when he broke his leg and ended up losing that fight, I think that set him back a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he had to fight that guy with green hair who was like a
Yeah.
late submission or
I
replacement.
loved that fight.
That fight was awesome. I mean,
that guy he fought was a warrior.
Yeah, that dude's
Oh,
a dog.
he punched
That
that,
dude
guy in the
Chris
face.
Martino.
Yeah.
Dude's a
Martinez.
beast.
Yeah, he lost to Marlon Vera when he broke his leg. But yeah, beyond
Yeah.
that, he hasn't lost a fight.
Yeah.
Well, Marlon
Yeah.
Vera, he's ranked top 10, isn't he?
Vera,
He's got to be up there.
he's 5th. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's just-
Sean-
that was just unfortunate.
and we've seen Sean O'Malley talk about it. He wants to be the champ. I don't know. I think Dana. I think Dana is just trying to sell ticket. I don't know. I think he's just trying to boost. The thing I don't get is like O'Malley's stock is already like at a peak in the bantamweight division. So it's like, when are we gonna see him fight?
It's gonna
an
be one of his
Aldo
next 2 fights.
or
It
Peter
has.
Yan or TJ Dillashaw or the champ.
Yeah, you got to give him somebody.
Sterling,
shit.
like-
You have to think after this fight, if he knocks this dude on his ass in the first round again, this next fight is going to be a co-main event to fight Aljamain Sterling for a belt. Like
Yeah.
you have to think.
You
At
think
least-
he jumped? You think he jumped that high just winning this?
that's what I
fight?
was thinking.
should.
needs-
I
he
feel
needs-
I
like
don't know what Dana's gonna
he
do.
probably should, but I
He
feel like
should, but I feel
he's
like he
gonna have
needs
to
at
fight
least 2 more.
again.
2 more fights.
Yeah.
This one more, and then he gets a title.
Maybe he fights Vera again.
I
They
mean,
could
that
do.
or I
They could
mean,
do the second fight of that one.
I think they definitely should.
He
and then
wants-
maybe
he
fight
wants
someone
to.
like
That's what
fight
he's-
someone like Dillashaw or Piorian.
Yeah.
Like
And like the thing too, like with some of these guys at the top of the division, Dillashaw, Aldo, they're old.
Yeah.
Dominic
Yeah.
Cruz, they're old. They've been on their way out. O'Malley is like the new thing. O'Malley is far and away the most popular, entertaining bantamweight, arguably doesn't matter weight class fighters in the UFC right now.
Yeah.
Like he's
He's
gonna
the
sell.
biggest
Sean
fan favorite.
Sean O'Malley could be his own pay per view. He could be the headliner, and that's gonna be one of their best cards of the year.
I mean, he's another version of Conor McGregor in terms of their fighting styles, his ability to knock people out. I mean, yes, 2 different weight classes, but they're
Yeah, I agree
very
with that.
similar.
Yeah.
His fandom,
Yeah,
especially
I mean, his
with young
Yeah.
fandom's huge. I
Like
mean,
a
he's,
cult
people
following.
are gonna pay to watch him fight, man, because
Yeah.
his fights are the best for us viewers. They're fun, they're quick, they're stand and bang,
Entertaining.
entertaining. I
all
mean,
of
yeah,
it.
he's awesome. All right, I think is that all we got on UFC? Anything else?
Well, yeah, and then for Adesanya, I mean, Adesanya,
that
he's
fight should be a cakewalk.
Adesanya is kind of like Usman for the welterweight. Adesanya just got to fucking he's just choking out that division. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's really challenged him.
Yeah.
Canoer's been a guy that's kind of bounced around. He beat the guy, I think it was Derek Brunson, who was the
one.
co or whatever.
Yeah, number one
yeah.
contender.
Adesanya, I don't think anyone's out here saying that Jared Canoer's going to beat him.
No
Should
one
be a
thought he'd
cakewalk
even
for
beat the other
Adesanya.
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Cannonier's he's a fun fighter to watch, but like,
He
I mean,
is.
Adesanya is he's so skilled. He's just such a
Yeah.
every time you watch him fight, it's so perfect for the
It's
most part.
perfect. And he's
I mean,
all
that one
His
time you lost, you
his
went.
technique is like so insane to me. Like if you
mean, the-
watch how he strikes, it's nuts.
I mean, the one time that he lost recently was when he moved up a weight division, and this fat guy, I don't think he was fat, but he went and basically sat on him for 25 minutes. Like, that's pretty much what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just, I mean, Adesanya wanted to try that, just didn't work out. But I mean, this division he has wrapped around his finger.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
shit,
I
we
mean-
even got Robbie Lawler in the prelims of this fight.
Yeah. It's a hell of a card,
how
man.
old is Robbie Lawler?
Too old to be
Old.
doing this still.
He's
Right?
old. Him and Cowboy need to hang up the
Yeah,
cleats.
they need
Gotta
to
wrap
back
it
it
up.
up.
That's what they gotta do. They just gotta do Robbie Lawler, Cerrone, fight to the death.
Yeah.
Last fight.
See who kicks the bucket first.
Okay. So that was some riveting UFC talk. Glad to go into the octagon with PTA. All right, now another fight we got going on that just got announced. Former All-Pro running backs Adrian Peterson and Le'Veon Bell got a bout scheduled. They are both weighing in at 6'1", 220, so no one's got a real advantage size and height-wise. There was a video that came out a couple years ago of Le'Veon Bell boxing. That's kind of all we got on this whole thing. So what do we think here, boys?
I mean, talking about I would hammer AP. I mean, he's got a history of You know,
well.
I mean-
He does. He beat his kid with a rake.
I mean,
There
I
was a
think
switch.
if AP gets mad, and I mean Le'Veon's I feel like he's a relaxed guy. He's like, yeah, like I'll play this year, maybe I won't. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna, he's kind of chill. AP is just an angry fella. Like I mean, he's a guy you don't really want to step in the ring with. Again, like I said, there was that video that came out of him, or maybe that was I don't know. I'm taking AP money line hammer.
But I think with the argument of the sport of boxing, right? You said Le'Veon's a relaxed, slow paced guy.
That might
And
help him.
Boxing's a methodical game. It's like chess, with your fist. And I think AP's tank might wear out quicker. AP's a little bit older, where he's got 6-7 years on Lev. Lev, we saw his vision in the NFL. Le'Veon Bell is one of the most methodical, I think just outthink you type of NFL players we've ever seen. They got the same size, so physically, they're in the same ballpark. But I think Le'Veon's going to be probably an underdog in it because of the AP name recognition of the being arguably the most physical running back of all
and
time.
being a dog.
Give me Le'Veon Bell
Ow.
money line, man. He's going to play this one round by the second, by the next. He's going to play it round by round. I think AP's going to go for the early knockout, but I think it's going to go to decision in 12, and Le'Veon's going to take it.
There's no way this
They-
fight goes 12 rounds.
Probably
These
not.
guys,
Probably
these
not.
guys
Probably
gassed,
not.
Yeah,
like,
these guys
Probably
got
not.
some.
When
Okay,
you
the other
watch-
argument too is AP will probably be more conditioned because that guy's a workout warrior.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, with these fights, like when non-boxers step into the ring, like their gas
Yeah.
tank goes out a
Yes.
lot quicker.
I mean,
than
we even
Yeah.
saw
you
Chad
think.
Ochocinco, who's one of the most conditioned guys ever.
Nate
who,
Robinson.
After a few,
that was something
not
else,
Nate, but
but-
Ochocinco is literally one of the most conditioned guys, and he got gas after a few rounds. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're both going to be gas very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I'm gonna tune in.
I'll watch it for sure.
Yeah, I'll watch it. It's
See what
just
happens.
weird. Like these dudes have been hit in the head so many times already. It's like, oh, like
More
what's another-
CTE.
Yeah, what's another?
Give us
Okay.
CTE. Damage my brain.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
I don't know, it'll be fun to watch two Jack guys, two former All-Pro, two of the best in the game in terms of running backs in 2000.
Best to do it the
Yeah,
minute.
go watch them slug it out for a couple rounds.
You like that?
But
And that's what boxing's all about. It's never the most physically dominant guy that wins in boxing. It's the smart guy. It's the intellect.
But what if
it's
Adrian?
the smart? It's the guy who has a game plan
Yeah,
mentally
but what
and
if
can
what
execute
if
it.
what if AP goes in there round one, just gets a nice lick?
That's what
on
I'm
that?
saying.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm
let's
saying.
not- let's
I
not-
think
let's
the
not
AP
underestimate
Le'Veon
the
Bell
fact that
fight
AP
either
can
goes
walk in
one
there
or
and
two
knock
ways. AP's getting around 1 or 2 knockout, or it's going the distance, and Le'Veon Bell is winning on the card.
I mean, AP
Also,
could be
I
the
will
Mike Tyson
say-
of NFL running backs. I mean,
I
he
will-
could just
yeah,
slug
I
him out.
also will say I
I think
saw,
he's too old.
I saw something. I saw
I
something.
want to
come
believe
out.
that though.
I saw something come out that said AP was like insanely broke right now. I don't know if it's true or not. I think maybe he has more to lose. He's like, dude, I already got paid, but also I need this bonus to win. Like, I don't know.
Well, dude, and the thing too, like how you mentioned he's broke. Like, I think like with what Jake Paul's done in the boxing universe now, like all these celeb fights, like I think we're gonna start seeing so many more like former pro athletes and celebrities like step into the ring because like people nowadays, like outside of Canelo Alvarez, like no one really gives a fuck to see Caleb fucking Plant fight or any of these other guys unless they're Canelo or Floyd Mayweather or Mike Tyson. Yeah.
Javante Davis.
Tyson Fury.
And who might
Javante Davis, maybe. Yeah.
Fury Wilder, but like I think that this celebrity boxing, which AP and Le'Veon are, it's a celebrity boxing match when we really break it down. They're not pro boxers. I think it's gonna be, I think it's gonna gain so much traction, and like for the sport of boxing, good for boxing, man, because like boxing's been a dying breed, and it doesn't matter. I think if it's former NFL players or NBA players or celebrities or whoever, like. At the end of the day, like these guys are bringing recognition to boxing, which is good for boxing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna wrap this topic up. All right. Welcome to the first ever Punch the Air draft special. Our first draft is gonna be a 5-round snake draft over comedy characters in movies or TV shows, and I'm gonna be drawing our names out of a hat for who's going first,
pick. Give me
second,
the one
third, and fourth. And who is getting the 1 pick? These papers are tough to write. Dylan with the 1 pick. Write that down.
Snake draft.
Snake draft.
Snake draft.
Snake draft.
And with the 2 pick. Without further ado, he did a good job folding these papers up. Cole with the 2 pick.
It's a good pick.
All right.
I'll take it.
All right, me and Besney duking it out for 3 and 4. Kind of want the 4 pick so I can just go back to back.
I like that back-to-back idea.
And Luke with the 3 pick, which leaves me with the 4.
All right. Y'all better done your research for this one.
Dylan,
All right.
you are up. Who is round 1, pick 1?
Team Minor is
of
on the clock.
Comedy character draft.
Comedy character draft, round 1, pick 1. I'm going to go with the classic. I'm just going to go with Peter Griffin. Classic guy.
PG.
Classic
Good pick.
guy, man. He's going to get you what you want. He's reliable. You know what you're getting with him.
tough
He's a great
now.
guy. It's my number 1 pick. He's going to lead my team.
All right, I got the 2 pick here.
He's on my board. Good pick.
This one's tough right here for me. I got 2 guys sitting at the top of my list that I think for me unanimous 1 and 2. I know if I don't get them, you're gonna swing around and get one of them. So I know I get both of them. But with the 2nd overall pick in the comedy character draft,
Who you got?
God, I'm
You're
going
on the
with Kenny
clock.
Powers.
KP
Oh,
coming off.
damn
Kenny
it.
fucking Powers, man. He's in his Escalade. He's hands out the window, just rolling, cruising.
Good pick.
All right.
Good pick.
Good
Listen,
pick.
Nick.
He's
Don't be upset with that. He was on my.
All right.
He was on my big board.
he was number 1 on my. I had another guy. I think Brovy's gonna snag him if Luke doesn't, but it's all right.
All right. With my first round pick, taking the tall Afro man out of Kazakhstan.
That's a great
Mr.
pick,
Borat.
son. That's
Good
a great
pick.
pick. That's a good pick. Tall afro out of Borat.
Also on my board.
I think
On my board
I
as
think
well.
you lucked in with the 4
Oh,
pick here.
I'll tell you what. I'm
You got a
very happy the way
back-to-back
it's turned out.
swingaroo?
My first pick. Give me Donnie freaking Burger.
Oh, that was
with the
my
pick.
next one.
Yes,
That was
thank
mine.
you.
That was the one I was
Ah.
debating.
Give me Donnie freaking Burger, the legend who banged his teacher, got her pregnant. Absolute legend. Legend of a human. All right, now I don't really know. Let me see. Who am I thinking for my when I swing back around here for start of round 2? It's gonna be tough here. I think I'm gonna go Alan from The Hangover
Oh, you
Nice.
fuck.
with swing
Damn
back
it.
around. I like Donnie, Alan back to back. I think it's a good move here.
All right. My second pick, taking the short chunker out of South Park, Mr. Cartman.
That's a
Nice.
good pick.
Yes, that's a good
That's
pick.
a good
way to
pick.
come back around. All right, cool. Without further ado,
All right. With my pick here, I'm going with the OG boss man. All right. This guy is going to make sure that your team is on point. All right. He may not be the smartest book on the shelf, but this guy gets it. He knows how to manage people. I'm going with Dunder Mifflin's finest, Michael Scott.
Michael Scott. I like that. That's a good pick.
Good pick.
No one's gonna be
Classic
mad
pick.
about that. That's a good pick.
Good
Nope.
pick.
I'm happy with that pick.
All right,
All
Dylan.
right, Dylan,
Back to
swinging
back.
around
All
for
right.
2.
Swinging around for 2. You know, I'm trying to win whatever I do, and this guy's gonna make sure we win the game, win the match, win the ship, whatever it is. Ricky Bobby. It's my second pick.
Shake and
Can't
bake.
go wrong
Hey,
with Ricky
no
Bobby.
one's upset with you. You can never go wrong there. He
Never go wrong with Ricky
He could have been
Bobby.
the first pick of the draft. I would have understood. It's fucking Ricky
Yep.
Bobby.
Amen. Then going back to back, I got kind of a sleeper guy right here. But, you know, he's, again, a ball player. He's a winner. Blue Mountain State's own Dad Castle.
Ooh, I
pick.
didn't think about Blue Mountain State. That's good.
I'm in another pickle right here. I can go with the obvious pick, but I think I may snag him in the later rounds. So
Value pick.
I'm gonna go with a guy who I think he's the Rob Gronkowski of this draft right here. I think he's gonna be a physical presence inside. He's really gonna he's gonna bang bodies down low. He's gonna get paid. He's gonna make it happen.
But he's also
We're
got
going with-
athleticism.
Frank the Tank.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No.
Luke's getting screwed.
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Screwed, man.
Oh,
Tough
man.
tits.
God.
That's tough.
All right.
So that'll break your heart right
We're
there.
going number 2 on the board. Hey, baby. Austin Powers.
AP.
AP. Hell of a guy.
Alright, let's see. I got options here. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with another Office character we are all too familiar with. Give me Dwight Schrute.
Damn,
pick.
that was a
It's a
good
good
one.
pick.
It's a great
Solid
pick.
pick.
I
Great
like him.
pick.
I like getting him at the end of the third. I think
good.
it's a solid pick.
It's a good value pick there.
Good value pick.
He's loyal. You know, he's never gonna be a cancer in the locker room. He's
No.
he's gonna have value. He's gonna be there for your
He's gonna
leaders.
keep
Gonna
the
be
energy.
there.
up.
He's gonna be the one B to your team every time. He's gonna be there for your leader.
No, I can't take him. It's too high. Give me Costanza.
God damn it!
Give me George Costanza. Seinfeld's own, New York's
I
own.
wanted Costanza.
Give me Costanza. Give me the short, fat, bald man. I love him.
Not
Love him,
mad
love
at
him.
it.
Take him there.
All right. I got characters on my team. I need an enforcer. I need a man who's going to come in. He's going to lay down the law. I need Tom Cruise from Tropic Thunder and that hairy fucking chest on my ball club.
That's a
No,
that's a
good pick.
sleeper
good
pick.
That's
That's
a
a
good-
sleeper.
That's a good pick in the fourth. I don't think.
Hey, he's my
anyone-
He's my 4-man, my
Not
dirty
bad.
guy.
I think the Buzzsaw fans are gonna be able to rejoice here with this pick. Here.
Not bad.
All right, my pick here. Don't know how he wasn't taken. Yeah, I think I'm getting real good value. We need a guy who's going. He's the face of the franchise. All right, male model of the year, Derek Zoolander,
Take it. That was who I was gonna take.
Definitely got the hottest man on the board.
the hottest man on the board, Derek.
I think Kuiper's gonna like that one. Kuiper and the crew.
Not
I think
bad.
they're a big fan of that. All right, Dylan, swing it back around for 2.
All right, swing it back around. These are my last 2 picks.
I know we are going quick. We extend this a little bit. All
These
right.
are my last 2 picks.
Yeah, these are your last 2.
So I need a guy that's just gonna know his role, play his role, and do whatever he can for the team. That's gonna be McLovin.
McLovin.
McLovin, that's who I want to round off my starting 5.
No going back after this. Make sure it's a good one.
I think we should add a round.
Want to add another one?
Yeah, we got to have a 6-man.
Want a 6-man?
good
All right.
This is now a 6-round PTA draft special.
If not 7, if we're going kind
Yeah,
of quick.
I said we can just keep going.
Yeah, we may as well just keep
Let's
going.
do 6 and then do honorable mentions.
Well, we could do like 8 and then just list our 5 as the official just 'cause it's fun.
I'm running out of paper here for this board.
Well, you flip the notebook.
Okay, I'll flip it. Okay. All right.
Has Doctor Evil been picked yet?
No, he
He's
isn't.
on the
Still on the
board.
board.
Give me
Dr. Ever in the 5th.
give me Doctor Evil in the 5th.
Even the 5th.
All right.
Am I up?
Cool. Second pick of the 5th round.
We're in a
What
tough
are you
spot
thinking
here.
Yeah,
All right, I know I don't really want to match fire with fire, but we're going to do it for this team because of the upside that's presented in front of us. We already got Frank the Tank, who's a wild card. You don't know what you're getting out of this guy. If you get a few beers in him, the whole city of New York might get burnt to the goddamn ground. But goddamn it, we want to burn Boston to the ground too. Give me Adam the Mamp from Workaholics.
Emphatic pick there. The T-Bone squad is going to love that one.
T-Bones are real happy about
Great
that one.
addition to round out the starting 5 for the T-Bones.
Not bad.
That's big
Buzzsaw,
board.
what do you got? Third pick of the
Lot
5th
of
round.
talent on the big board
Yeah, there's
right
still
now.
there's still a lot of value.
There's
out
a lot of
there.
talent here. There's a
A
lot.
lot of talent. All right. I'm taking the hard man himself. Another guy like Tom Cruise from Tropic Thunder. Doesn't give a flying shit about anything. Dirty Grandpa from Dirty Grandpa.
Oh,
Robert
you
De
cock.
Niro, baby.
You're picking
Good
Dick
one.
Kelly? You
I'm
piece of
picking
shit.
Dick Kelly.
Is that his name in it?
Yeah, it's Dick Kelly.
Dick Kelly. That's a hell. Kuiper's gonna love that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kuiper's gonna love that
You stole a
sleeper.
pick from me there. You can go fucking shove it, but whatever. I'm not happy about it over here. Now we're scrambling.
You got a thing on your feet at this point.
All right. I'm not mad about either of these. Go ahead and give me Brucey from The Longest Yard.
Not
Big
bad.
Brucey guy. Like Brucey.
Shit pick in my opinion, but
He can go ahead and kick
Yeah,
the shit out
don't
of
like it.
He can kick the shit out of football. And then give me a man who's he's gonna run the show off the bench here. I think he's gonna be a great asset to this team. Definitely a leader. Give me Ron Burgundy.
Nice.
Good
That's a great
pick.
pick. That's a great pick.
All right, Luke. Second
All
pick of
right.
the 6th round. The now extended 6th round.
I'm going with an absolute fucking piss missile off the bench right here. Give me Mugatu from Zoolander.
oh, I had him in my top 10. That's a good pick there. It's value. All right, this pick here. All right, I know I've picked a few dynamites. Right, we got a few firecrackers that may have a bad fuse on them. The team chemistry. I don't know how it's really working right now. So we're gonna pick a guy here that he knows what he's about. He knows what he's bringing to the table. All right, he is old, reliable, and you know what you're getting 10 times out of 10. Give me Ron Swanson.
Nice.
Good pick.
I didn't think anyone was gonna take him.
Oh yeah, I
He was
did.
gonna be my value pick.
6 off the bench. Give me Ronnie.
The
Give me Ronnie as-
mustachioed maestro.
That's right. Give me the pistachio maestro.
Damn it! That just fucked my whole thing up. That was
Yeah,
my-
tough tits.
Oh my god! I don't even know what to do
I
now.
think the buzzsaws are getting fucked around here the most. It's
Yeah,
not even
but
close.
Buzzsaw seems like he's just not having a great
They're in
time.
shambles over there. They don't know what to do.
I needed that mustache on the bench.
Oh, it's on my bench now, son.
might
Get
have
your own
to-
mustache.
I'm gonna have to
Get
pick
a new
trade
one.
Here. I'm gonna have to give some picks and trade up.
Yeah,
Oh.
Gotta trade up.
gotta trade up.
All right, how are we doing more? How many more are we doing?
How many do? I mean, we're at
We
round
have-
six here. Do you
Let's
want
do 8 rounds.
Do
We have 6. So these are my last 2 picks then.
No, you got one more after. We'll do 8
You got your
rounds.
6th and 7th pick right here. and we're doing one more
Okay,
after that.
okay. All right. 6th guy. Wait, no. Yeah, this is my 6th guy. Hilarious dude, funny guy. If you know him, you know him. Kind of a sleeper. Give me Julian from the Trailer Park Boys.
That's a good pick.
That's an
I didn't think of any Trailer Park Boys. That
I
is
didn't
good
either.
though.
I'm
That's
thinking
good.
about Bubbles now, though.
I was thinking about Leahy. I was thinking about Jim Leahy, but
I could use some Bubbles on my team.
or
Want some
Randy.
Bubbles on your team?
All right, swinging back around. for round 7.
All right,
Dylan,
hold on.
you
let
are
me
on
let
the
me
floor.
think. Yeah, how long? Jeez, round 7. I didn't even know we were going 7
Yeah,
rounds.
well, the D train's got to make up their mind here.
All
so.
right. Watching the show again. It's a great show. This guy always just dry humor makes me laugh all the time. Give me Ari Gold, Entourage.
Ooh, I like Ari.
I like Ari.
I like Ari.
Not a bad pick.
Good value pick there. I like Ari. Good man.
All right. I don't know how this guy's still on the board, to be honest with y'all. I thought he was I had him graded as a 2nd-round pick. I mean, this guy, we've seen him dominate in his conference. He is
You
just
say who I think you're
he
gonna
is a
say, I'm
smasher, a
pissed.
bruiser. This guy has fucking nails for a goddamn brain. Mama raised him right. Give me Bobby Boucher.
It's a
Good
great pick.
pick.
Good pick.
Right. Well, I don't even know how this guy's still here. Give me the Jew man himself, Ruxin from the league.
Ooh.
Well, we over here at Team Brophy are going to take another page out of the league's book. We're going back-to-back league. Give me Rafi.
Good pick.
Good guy. Hey, high upside.
A lot of high upside because a wild card. You got
That's right.
pocket
Wild card
dogs
off
when you
the
need them.
bench.
Pocket dogs when you need them. All right. Now, all right. We're going to have to go deeper into the big board here.
I still got a lot on my big board here. I don't.
I got players. Go ahead and give me Jackie Moon.
Solid
I
pick.
think
Can't go wrong there.
Can't go wrong with Jackie Moon. I think the team's gonna love him. The fans, especially, are gonna love him. I think he's gonna be a good asset for this ball club.
All right. Last pick. Going
Should we
with a
extend it
personal
again?
favorite.
No, we can't. We're
No.
just gonna keep doing it. Like we have enough now. We can just do honorable mentions.
Last pick. I'm going with the guy. Extension of the coach on the floor. He's a general.
Legs?
Knows what he's doing. Runs a tight ship. Red Foreman.
That's a good pick.
Red.
It's a good pick. Oh God. Do I go with the old? Oh God, this is tough for me right here. I still got a lot of good players on my board here, man.
Think long and hard.
Let me marinate here for a second.
We got good talent still on the board here. Great talent.
All right,
This guy's gonna be a third man off your
all right,
bench.
All right, we're
be
going
a
high
starter.
upside. I mean, all right, yeah, we're gonna go with him. We're high upside. You know, if you're going to a family barbecue, I mean, this guy's dad runs a propane company. I think he could develop into a real nice piece off the bench. If not, get thrust in the starting role immediately, second star type of player. Give me Bobby Hill.
Big Bob Hill.
Bobby
Yeah.
Hill. He's only like 7. He's got a lot of room to grow.
Without a doubt. You can mold him into a championship player.
You can mold him. Yep, that's right.
That's what we're all about here.
All right.
Dylan, wrapping this thing up.
Wrapping it up. Last guy on the bench. He's just going to bring a good spirit to the squad. I mean, when spirits are low, he's going to rev it up. He's going to have the bench all
who's
fired
taking.
up. You don't know who I'm taking because he's a little bit of a sleeper, but give me Marcus Higgins for grown-ups.
Oh,
Marcus Higgins.
Higgins.
Good pick.
Higgins.
Higgins.
You made me spill my freaking beer.
Higgy, finishing out the draft.
Why
All
is it
right.
always to be about you?
All right, now what do we all have here as honorable mentions? I think we all got some honorable mentions here. I mean,
The pick I was looking at next was Uncle Rico.
That was-
I mean, a guy that was all state. I mean, if Coach would have just played him a few more minutes, I mean, this guy would have led you to a state championship.
I mean, I got the whole.
Yeah.
I mean, I got Napoleon, Kip, and
I had
Rico.
Napoleon. I
mean,
had Napoleon.
I didn't go wrong
Hey,
with Kip either.
Jerry West from Winning Time. I almost picked him. I was close.
That's
you know,
a good one.
he's a guy. He doesn't. It's not a comedy show, but he could be
The
more into a
comedic
comedy
factor that
character.
he
He's
had.
hilarious.
Even
That
without,
show.
he's not even trying to be funny, but he is funny.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised neither
Hilarious.
Brennan or Dale got picked. from
That's
Step
I was
Brothers.
surprised.
Yeah.
too.
I was
Also,
surprised that
no friends, no Chandler Bing or Joey.
I had them.
Yeah.
I
I
had
had,
Chandler
I
on
had
my list.
Chandler on my list.
Okay,
I
I
would
would like to just package them if I could, but you can't.
Yeah.
I would just
You
package.
can't have
them.
one without the other. You need
No,
both.
yeah, you really.
Well,
Yeah.
also too a real sleeper, a dynamite, Howie from Benchwarmers.
Yes.
I mean,
Well,
if
that's
that
a good. That's a good
That would've
one.
been a
I
good
didn't
if
even
that
think about
if
one.
that guy could face his fear with the sun,
He'd be
sky's the limit.
unstoppable. Sky's the
Sky's
limit.
the limit. I mean,
Ceiling's
we got
crazy high.
Cal Naughton too.
yeah,
was
Cal
good,
Naughton.
Cal
Yeah.
Naughton.
Yeah,
I
no
mean,
one took
come on.
Cal.
You,
No
you
one
got
picked Cal
you take
Naughton.
the shake, you got to take the bake.
Gotta take
Oh,
the
yeah.
bait,
We
son.
also Josh Nichols still on the board. Didn't get picked. Didn't get taken.
Well, he had kind of a he's a late bloomer, man. He had a crazy turnaround. The kid's in shape now.
He
He's ready
started
to
out
play.
fat as fuck, and
Yeah.
look at the way when he ended that show.
Look
how
at
good
the
shape
way
was.
he ended.
I mean,
man.
the ladies were taking Nichols over fucking Drake.
Over
as
Drake,
far as I'm
yeah,
concerned,
yeah.
without a doubt.
I know we picked a few Office characters. I mean, I think the biggest sleeper is Creed.
Creed, yeah.
Creed,
Creed.
Kevin, Stanley could have
Yeah.
taken
I mean,
any
you
of them.
can take
Ooh,
any. Yeah,
Kevin would have been a good pick.
Kevin, yeah, I
Kevin
thought
would have
about
been
all
a
of
good
them.
pick.
Also, too, what about Paul Blart?
Oh,
He was on my list
Blart.
as well.
I mean, you
That's
want
a good
someone
one.
running a
On my
tight
list.
shift, all right, making sure no one's fucking with your team.
Yeah.
You get Paul Blart and a fucking 20-pack of Snickers bars in there.
He
You're ready
needs
to
him.
go.
He's got hypoglycemia. He needs it.
That's right. That's right.
I had Ted on my board also. I think Ted would have been a good character.
Oh,
to
how
add.
do we miss Ted?
Yeah.
I had I don't have y'all
Oh my
seen
God,
I
Ted
had-
should have been
We
like a
missed
first
Ted?
round pick.
I had Nathan Fields from Nathan For You.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that show. I can't.
Have
speak
y'all
to it.
seen the Room, the movie?
No, I haven't.
No,
Tommy Wiseau.
I don't know who he is, but he
I don't
sounds
know
like
who
a
that
Yeah.
is. We have
Tommy
Brick,
Wazoo.
Brick Tamlin too,
Yeah.
eating
Ooh.
butter, staring at lamps.
Brick
Can't
Tam,
beat
would
that.
be a Good. Asset.
Also Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre.
Oh,
Nacho
that's a good
himself.
one. I'm disappointed we missed Ted. Ted should
Yeah,
have been.
Ted
Ted should have been a top pick.
Ted should not be a free agent right now.
No.
Yeah, I probably could have picked Ted over Brucey.
There's a lot of guys on this market that are looking real
There's
good.
still a lot of talent left. on
Yeah,
the
there's
board
a lot of
for-
talent
for
left in the
some
free
of these
agency.
teams, pick up in free agency.
I mean, there's even Michelle from Dodgeball. Talk about an enforcer.
Oh yeah.
The Frank Thomas
Spatowski-
of movies.
Spatowski from Longest Yard.
no one be mad about that. All right, well, let's go ahead and let's go through this draft top to bottom. Dylan, if you're first.
Yeah,
pick,
yeah.
and so
On coach's squad, we got Peter Griffin leading things off. Ricky Bobby, Thad Castle, McLovin, Dr. Evil, Julian from Trailer Park Boys, Ari Gold, and Marcus
I'm
Higgins.
hold on. We're gonna have to redo that because we're gonna do like.
We're gonna go the exact same way the draft went, like person.
Wow.
So then Dylan, Cole, Luke,
Well,
me.
you gotta-
back to me.
Like a cat. Kenny
We should do our
Powers.
teams too. Like
Yeah.
our roster too.
Yeah. Let's do the draft and then the rosters right
All right.
after.
All right, so you're just going.
Hold on. Everyone,
second.
make sure you have your pick ready. Like like Dylan, you go with my first pick, blank. Then I'll go blank. Then Luke. Then Brophy,
Yep.
and then we'll roll.
All right, all right.
Hold on, make sure y'all have y'all's picks ready to go though. Who was
Yep.
my third pick?
Frank from Old School.
When did I pick Julian? 1, 2,
You
Yeah,
picked
ha-
Julian
write-
the
write 'em
sixth
down
round,
or
sixth
whatever.
round.
6 round. All
Fourth
right,
pick
cool.
was
Zoolander, Derek.
Derelique.
and then Ron Swanson was my fifth.
No, Adam DeMamp, then Swanson.
Okay. Should we do 6-man in there or no?
Huh?
Do you think we have enough time to fit the 6-man with all that?
So we're just gonna do top five,
I
Top
think we
5.
do top 6.
top six. We'll do
Yeah.
top six. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to the sixth round.
Okay. So Dylan,
Lead
just
us
say
off.
with my first pick in the comedy character draft, blank, and then
Yeah.
I'll roll, and then
All right.
Luke rolls. Yeah.
All right. So with my first pick in the comedy character draft, Coach took Peter Griffin.
With the second pick in the comedy character draft, I took Kenny Powers.
Third pick, Mr. Borat.
And with the fourth pick in the first round, Donnie Berger, wrapping around to the first pick of the second, Alan from The Hangover.
Second pick in the second round, Cartman from South Park.
Next up, Michael Scott.
Then I took Ricky Bobby, and then starting off the third round, I took Thad Castle.
Then after that, I took Frank the Tank.
Took Austin Powers.
And then ending the third, I got Dwight Schrute. And wrapping around to start the fourth, the man Costanza.
Next, Tom Cruise from Tropic Thunder.
After that, I got Derek Zoolander.
And I took McLovin, and then starting off the fourth round, I took Dr. Evil.
Fifth round.
Fifth round, Dr. Evil.
And after Dr. Evil, I took Adam DeMamp.
After that, I took Dick Kelly, Dirty Grandpa from Dirty Grandpa.
Asshole. And finishing off the fifth round, I took Brucey from The Longest Yard. And starting the sixth, I picked Ron Burgundy.
Second pick, the sixth round, Mugatu.
Third pick of the 6th round, Ron Swanson.
And the 4th pick of the 6th round was Julian from Trailer Park Boys.
All right. Now, Dylan, go ahead and list your roster 1 through 6.
All right.
Or should we do 1 through 8 if we're
Yeah,
gonna
you
do
just
that?
want to do all of them?
Yeah, let's do 1 through 8.
All right.
Who's my 7th?
I think it was
Bobby?
Boucher.
And then 8.
Bob Hill.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, so my whole squad for this draft goes as follows: Peter Griffin, Ricky Bobby, Thad Castle, McLovin, Dr. Evil, Julian from Trailer Park Boys, Ari Gold, and Marcus Higgins.
Cool.
Was that all 8?
That was all 8.
Yeah.
Okay. My team for the comedy characters draft. My first pick got Kenny Powers. 2nd round, Michael Scott. 3rd round, Frank the Tank. 4th round, Derek Zoolander. 5th round, Adam DeMamp. 6th round, Ron Swanson. 7th round, Bobby Boucher. And 8th round, Bobby ×2, Bobby Hill.
All right, my
Nice
team,
sauce.
1st round pick, Borat. 2nd round pick, Cartman. 3rd round pick, Austin Powers. 4th round, Tom Cruise from Tropic Thunder. 5th round, Dick Kelly, Dirty Grandpa from Dirty Grandpa. 6th round pick, Mugatu. 7th round pick, Ruxin from the league. And 8th round, Red Foreman.
Love it.
Dirty Grandpa from Dirty
Dirty
Grandpa.
Grandpa from
Dick
Dirty
Kelly.
No one knows Dick Kelly.
And my squad for the comedy character draft: Donnie freaking Berger, Alan from The Hangover, Dwight Schrute, Costanza, Brucey from The Longest Yard, Ron Burgundy, Rafi from The League, and Jackie Moon to round things up. All right, fellas.
I really wanted Powers and Donnie Berger on the same team.
I'm just.
It's 2 dynamites.
I really wanted Ron Swanson. That one hurt. And I
Yeah.
wanted Frank the Tank.
Sorry, bud.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the buzzsaws got screwed here. All right. Well, that was a hell of an episode 6. And we'll be back to y'all next week. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Follow us on TikTok. Subscribe on the YouTube. And give us a follow on Instagram as well. See you next
Damn
Hell yeah, roll tide.
week.
No, woo pig.
Woo
Look 'em,
pig.
baby. Arch Manning. Texas champions. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. Good work, boys. Dylan, thanks for joining us.
Dylan,
for having
pleasure
me.
to have you,
Dylan,
son.
pleasure.
I'll be back.
I see you on many more coming up.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
100%.
All right.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
boys.
boys.
Cheers.
Ciao.
Good night.
Nighty night.